Good snap, the hold, the kick is up, the kick is good!
Will be a swing by Kramer, kept alive by Jalbert. Lucas with the attack off the side of the block for the kill.
Gazette, he looks to go off guard, tucks back inside to the A gap, and he gets in for the touchdown.
Harrington, angle, off a touch, diving, Dunbar, holy cats, wow!
Starcevic in the shotgun, play action, looking for him, and has him down the field to his brother Starcevic for the touchdown. It's 31 yards. Jake.
Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And good Friday night. Welcome to another edition of High School Football on yourliveevent.com. And it is a homecoming edition as a matchup that doesn't need a whole lot of buildup. It's a number 1 ranked defending champion Kindred Vikings against the number 2 ranked Central Cass Squirrels. Two teams undefeated, two teams that are looking to make trips to the Dome later on this season, two teams that are just bitter rivals in a matchup that should be great here on this Friday night homecoming. I'm Joel Morgan. We have Joey Hughes, Joey Knuckles on camera, and down on the field joining us is Chase Miller. And Chase, the build-up to this game, two teams, two different situations. You have a team that's relied on their pass so much for their offense, a team that's relied on their running so much for their offense. Might need to flip the script a little bit here to change up this game.
Yeah, the one thing I mentioned, Joel, we were talking a little bit before the game, is kind of you look at the box scores. There's a team that's faced a ton of adversity in every game in Central Cass, whether it was the weather last week down in Lisbon, whether it was fending off Devils Lake after a pick 6 late, whether it was trying to fend off a Langdon area Edmore Munich team. They were up by 20 points, and the Cardinals come all the way back. So the Squirrels have faced adversity. Kindred really hasn't faced much so far this year outside of their opening game against the Aggies. So how will that kind of factor into this one? I think the obvious question is no matter who's playing Kindred this year, Joel, you have to have a good start. You don't want to get down by 2 scores to a team that brought 15 of 22 starters back from a season ago.
Yeah, and you look back at the matchups over the years between these two teams. Of course, you go back a few years that win in the playoffs for Central Cass, and the season they finished runners-up. And you look at the way that this matchup went last year, 21-0. Kindred kind of jumped out to that lead, and the Squirrels played catch-up. And the year before, at home here against Kindred, again, a similar situation. They fell behind and they couldn't overcome. And more to what you're saying, Chase, it just needs to be a quick start if you're Central Cass.
And the one biggest thing for the Squirrels, they've had good starts at particular times this year. Obviously, it got them going late in the third quarter, early fourth against Lisbon after sitting around for 2 hours with that lightning and weather delay that was down in Lisbon last Friday. But anybody going up against the Kindred Vikings, this is the definition of you do not want to play from behind. They still got a really good offense and defensive line. Starcevic back at quarterback, a healthy Kylan Swenson obviously in the backfield. So the line play for Central Cass is going to be big, and I know those will be some of the guys we'll talk about on the pregame show here coming up later on, Joel, is that if you're the Squirrels, obviously line play has to be where it starts, but when you get opportunities, maybe in the special teams game, if the defense can force an interception or something of that nature, you have to score points against Kindred's defense on a short field.
This is our pregame show, homecoming night for the Central Cass Squirrels. They take on the Kindred Vikings. We're going to step aside. We got a whole lot more coming your way next. You're watching High School Football on yourliveevent.com.
Join the club. If you support Kindred Viking athletes, show up by becoming a member of the Booster Club. Your $20 helps provide student athletes with new training equipment, uniforms, an activity bus, scoreboards, and so much more. Find the form online or scan the code.
That group puts in the work. They, in the off season throughout the summer to be strong enough to play that position, and we're ready to cut those guys loose tonight.
Last thing for me, Eric, X Factor. What's a determination here tonight for 4 quarters of football that you're looking to get this team with a win and earn another W here in the 2024 season?
Can't turn the football over. Can't turn the football over, and we got to find a way to get it out.
Eric, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck here tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Chase.
That again, Eric Burgad. Back to you, Joel.
All right, thank you, Chase. We're going to take another break here on our pregame show. We got more high school football next.
Central Cass Schools' mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The STEM sectional opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Join the club. If you support Kindred Viking athletes, show up by becoming a member of the Booster Club. Your $20 helps provide student athletes with new training equipment, uniforms, an activity bus, scoreboards, and so much more. Find the form online or scan the code. Everybody up! Show your Viking pride, join the Booster Club. Kindred Viking Booster Club.
Buying a new home, but worried about the interest rate and terms from your bank? At First Class Mortgage, we'll find a mortgage that fits your needs. Shopping national banks and other lenders for the lowest rate and most affordable terms. Saving you time and money. So all you need to worry about is enjoying your new home. First Class Mortgage. Our expertise, your peace of mind. Put an expert to work for you. Call today.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and
To town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Join the club. If you support Kindred Viking athletes, show up by becoming a member of the Booster Club. Your $20 helps provide student athletes with new training equipment, uniforms, an activity bus, scoreboards, and so much more. Find the form online or scan the code. Everybody up! Show your Viking pride, join the Booster Club. Kindred Viking Booster Club.
Buying a new home, but worried about the interest rate and terms from your bank? At First Class Mortgage, we'll find a mortgage that fits your needs. Shopping national banks and other lenders for the lowest rate and most affordable terms. Saving you time and money. So all you need to worry about is enjoying your new home. First Class Mortgage. Our expertise, your peace of mind. Put an expert to work for you. Call today.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
I love my decision. I love the smallness of it and how close everyone is. Some of my other friends went to a four-year school, and I'm going to be done before them, even with 2 degrees and for a lot less money. My name's Casey, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like, every time I go to a meeting, like, everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator. At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has brought in to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
Central Cass Schools' mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success.
Join the club. If you support Kindred Viking athletes, show up by becoming a member of the Booster Club. Your $20 helps provide student athletes with new training equipment, uniforms, an activity bus, scoreboards, and so much more. Find the form online or scan the code. Everybody up! Show your Viking pride, join the Booster Club. Kindred Viking Booster Club.
Buying a new home, but worried about the interest rate and terms from your bank? At First Class Mortgage, we'll find a mortgage that fits your needs. Shopping national banks and other lenders for the lowest rate and most affordable terms. Saving you time and money. So all you need to worry about is enjoying your new home. First Class Mortgage. Our expertise, your peace of mind. Put an expert to work for you. Call today.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
I love my decision. I love the smallness of it and how close everyone is. Some of my other friends went to a 4-year school, and I'm going to be done before them, even with 2 degrees and for a lot less money. My name's Casey, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like every time I go to a meeting, like everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator.
And welcome back to our pregame. We apologize a few technical difficulties getting things rolling, but the band's out here playing. We got both teams on the field as we're getting closer and closer to kickoff of a matchup between two of the top programs here in Class A football in the state of North Dakota. On top of that, two teams that are rivals year in and year out, no matter what the sport is. And on top of that, a lot of festivities around homecoming here tonight. I'm Joel Morgan, Chase Miller with us. And Chase, the delivery of the game ball was brought on by a joint effort between Kindred and Central Cass. You got a chance to visit with those who put that together. What can you tell us from how that interview went and what the meaning was behind this run?
Yeah, Emery Holland, a senior from Central Cass, was talking with her aunt over the 4th of July and essentially wanted to do something her senior year to kind of leave an impact within the school and the community. And her aunt said they did some type of a benefit when she was in high school, and Emery is a senior cross-country athlete, so they kind of said, well, let's maybe give some more notoriety and attention to a sport that maybe doesn't always garner the most attention in cross-country. And they kind of talked with both school districts, the ADs, Brad Ambrosius and Travis Lamar from Central Cass, and what they kind of came up with is Miss Polly Roll and both Dana Stansberry, Polly from Kindred, Dana the librarian here at Central Cass, and the volleyball coach as well, are both battling cancer. So they kind of did a benefit, they did a benefit for both of them, kind of raising awareness for both respectively, and then they made t-shirts with part of the proceeds and benefits going to both families, Joel. So that's kind of how it all spearheaded, and give a lot of credit to the senior Emery Holland. She got a crash course, if you will, in kind of project management here, and she said both school districts, the coaches, everybody that's been involved were great to work with.
Yeah, and they just ran the ball on the field just a few minutes ago. It was a whole gang of cross-country runners. Chase, I don't think any of them looked like they had just ran for multiple miles on their way in here.
And no, and they broke it up, which was the cool thing. They started at the Kindred football field at about 10 to 3 here this afternoon. Kindred cross-country runners ran about 14 miles, and Central Cass ran the other 14 miles from the midway point to the school district here. So a really cool environment and a really cool thing, on top of homecoming, on top of Hall of Fame, on top of 1 versus 2 in rivalry, Joel. There's just a lot going on tonight here in Castleton.
Yeah, absolutely going to be a busy night tonight, and we will have those in the Hall of Fame induction ceremony coming at halftime. It's a whole group of people going to be inducted. Looking at who's going to be inducted: Calvin Kraft, Tim Kraft, the 2011 State B track champions. Some of those who are going to be inducted. So we'll get a chance to see that ceremony coming at the half. So again, just a whole lot going on here throughout, and what is a packed house. Fans got here as soon as school ended, and we showed up to get ready, and blankets already tied to the bleachers, seats already put down, a whole lot, in an attempt to get the best seat in the house for what is, again, going to be a good matchup between Kindred and the Central Cass Squirrels. We'll take another break here on our pregame show. More coming your way next. It's high school football on yourliveevent.com.
At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love, with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today, or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has brought in to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook, or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
Central Cass Schools' mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community, and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow into the new space and move forward with excellence.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Welcome back to our pregame show. Kindred Central Cass, number 1 and 2 in the state. Rivals homecoming. Again, need I say more about what is behind this game that's set to be played in front of us here in just over 10 minutes. Omitted one name when I talked about the Hall of Fame inductees. Ellery Bresnahan will be another one inducted at the half, so a whole group of Squirrel athletes inducted into the Hall of Fame coming up a halftime of this broadcast. We mentioned 1 and 2 in the rankings, and Chase, Region 1, a very strong showing to start the year, still looking strong, but how is that rankings sitting out right now for this class?
Thanks, Joel. Yeah, Kindred with all 17 first-place votes. Central Cass is second. So the Captain Obvious point of tonight, Joel, winner of this will be the new number 1 ranked team in the state. And those are the media polls again. Velva, Drake, Animus, Garrison, their only loss to Kindred in the season opener is number 3. Bishop, Ryan, 4, and Killdeer out west is number 5. Allendale, Edgeley, Column, the Thunder at 4-0 in the season. Still has games with both the Vikings and the Squirrels coming up. They host the Burros of Hillsborough Central Valley tonight on yourliveevent.com. And Langdon area and Moore Munich at 3-1. Their 1 loss coming to Central Cass. And the other kicker this season, Joel, instead of 1 through 4 being seeded, they're going to seed 1 through 8 this year. So let's say hypothetically Kindred wins tonight, Central Cass loses, but maybe it's only by a score, or flip it the other way. You could hypothetically have 1 and 2 in the state, Joel, in the postseason be these 2 respective teams, I believe, if this is close. If one of these 2 teams get blown out by the other, then it might leave a door open to maybe move down a slot or 2. But that's really large this year moving forward, because that means it'll be more of a quote-unquote statewide bracket entering the quarterfinals this year, Joel.
A name you mentioned on that poll, Chase, EEK, the Thunder. How about a turnaround in that program? Some athletes, they've stuck with it. They open up their season with a big win, and again, they've added to the toughness. More to your point is how important every game is. EEK is a game that you know you're going to have to battle to the end.
In the last couple of years, EEK was a win that you'd probably put on your schedule to start the season. That's not the case, and Kindred will get a taste of EEK coming up here next weekend from Kindred on yourliveevent.com. But Region 1 is wide open, and when talking with both Eric Bergen and Tommy Butler before the season started, they kind of felt like that, hey, there might be a team or 2 out of this region that doesn't make the top 4, that doesn't make the playoffs, that arguably could be a very good playoff caliber team. You got to see Northern Cass here, Joel. They gave Central Cass a good match 2 weeks ago. I know Lisbon maybe didn't like the way they performed against Kindred 2 weeks ago, but they held their own against the Central Cass Squirrels until late in that contest. The Thompson Tommies are another program that we haven't made mention of, and as you alluded to, EEK. There's going to be a team or 2 in this region, Joel, that feels like they should make the postseason, but just because of how top-heavy this region is, it's going to be very tough. So anytime you can pick up a win on a Friday night and help your playoff positioning, that's going to go a very long way.
Kindred, Central Cass, 1 and 2 in the state, getting ready to face off. Central Cass, again, adversity. They faced injuries. But how about just game situations? You start the year off with Devil's Lake in a game that was, I don't know, I think it was about a 6-hour game. That game just went on forever. Players were getting pretty gassed. They get the win there. Langdon, it took a trick team on special plays to hang on for the win after giving up a large lead. Northern Cass, Brody Kegley, your starting quarterback, takes a big hit. You have to adjust. Colton Cruchet becomes your Wildcat quarterback. And then Lisbon, you have that delay. Chase, what are we going to see tonight that Tommy Butler and company are going to have to face?
Well, I was looking at the sky. There's no clouds. There's not a lot of wind here, Joel. Lights are on. So far, any Mother Nature adversity, I think, is going to be out of the question. It's just the adversity of going up against the defending champ and the Kindred Vikings and a team that is awfully, awfully talented in their own right. But you hit the nail on the head. When you take a look at these 2 teams, it's not that Kindred hasn't seen adversity or they haven't practiced hard enough. They just haven't been in a 4-quarter game. And that's my biggest question here, is the first time a team gets in a 4-quarter game, how do they respond? I think Kindred has the athletes. They have the senior leaders to not have a problem with that. But as we alluded to, Central Cass has found a way to maybe make things difficult in different games this season. They were 1 score away from maybe blowing the doors off the Cardinals of Langdon area up in Langdon. Then all of a sudden a stop and boom, the Cardinals score a touchdown, another touchdown. It's a 1-score game. Fake punt kind of seals it there in the 4th quarter. So if you're Tommy Butler, the adversity, as we kind of talked with Eric Bergat a little bit, I know it's coach speak, but it's not putting yourself in 3rd and long situations. It's not turning the ball over in that outcome, and you don't want to get down early against this Vikings team. If that's some of the adversity they have to fare with tonight, we will see here, Joel. But as you alluded to, there's been injuries, there's been weather. Central Cass has had a little bit of everything. Kindred, after taking care of Velva, really took care of the last 3 games since the season opener, and the game was really out of hand, if you want to call it that, by the time you got to the half, Joel.
Continue on with our pregame show. We'll take a break here just momentarily, and we'll come back with their starting lineups, anthems, all that to get ready for the game. But one last note, Chase. I have what I think is going to be the big key to the game in mind. If you had to pick one key for yourself, and we probably will agree on it, what is one big key will be a difference maker for both of these teams tonight?
Anytime I think Kindred Central Cass, I think a line play. I mean, I think of two teams that are going to strap the shoulder pads on, the chin straps, and it's going to sound like a demolition derby sometimes between the front 7, the front 5 of these two teams. That's number one. And then the other thing, Joel, is going back a couple of years ago to that playoff game in the quarterfinals, you got to take the most out of your opportunities. There were short fields in that playoff game 2 years ago where Central Cass forced Kindred to take a field goal. They hit a big third down late in the contest for Central Cass. They were able to get the ball moving down the field. If you get a short field today, Joel, you need to score with 6. So offense, defensive line, physicality, who's going to put the pressure on, who's going to get the opportunities to get some gashing lanes there, and then taking advantage of any mistakes that the opposition gives to you.
Yeah, and building on, if I had one thing, and it is line play, is who's going to control the running game. And it will come down to that line play because so much of Kindred's success has been their ability to control time, control the ball, control the tempo, and Central Cass is going to have to find a way to disrupt it and then control the ball, control time, control tempo on their side of the offense. We're going to take a break here on our pregame show. Coming back, we'll have your starting lineups next. It is high school football on yourliveevent.com.
Say goodbye to boring birthday parties and corporate events and say hello to a supercharged celebration at the Empire Sports Complex in Fargo with their epic bounce houses that's guaranteed to have your guests jumping for joy at the Empire Sports Complex. Their bounce houses are the ultimate party starter, but don't wait too long to book. Go online now to empirefargo.org. That's empirefargo.org or call 701-318-4161 for your next birthday party or corporate event. The Empire Sports Complex in Fargo.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
If you're ready to save time, aggravation, and money, the team at Weber Insurance is here and ready to make the process as painless as possible. Weber Insurance makes sure you find the best insurance because their agency is 100% independent. They have the freedom to shop the marketplace and find the best possible combination of cost and coverage. Talk with Dan, Leslie, or Carol to get a quote started today, or go online to weberinsurance.net. Call, click, text, or stop in at Weber Insurance, locally owned in Castleton.
Now available, the 2024 R&J Sports Fall Sports Guide. The digital version of the R&J Sports Fall Sports Guide is available at rjbroadcasting.com. This year, featuring schedules for the fall sports teams in the region, along with photos, coaches' bios, and highlights from the 2023 season and the fall broadcast schedule for R&J Sports and yourliveevent.com. The digital version of the 2024 R&J Sports Guide is available now at rjbroadcasting.com.
And that was our national anthem here on this broadcast of high school football on yourliveevent.com. We're going to turn over to Joe Deutsch, the PA announcer for tonight's starting lineup.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for your starting lineup for tonight's game. Starting with the visitors on the scoreboard, the Kindred Vikings. At left tackle, number 55, Tannen Johnson. At left guard, number 54, Milo Stroh. At center, number 59, Tate Miller. At right guard, number 67, Ethan Fornschel. At right tackle, number 72, Luke Starsvik. At quarterback, number 10, Jake Starsvik. At tailback, number 21, Kylan Swenson. At fullback, number 8, Miles Steelgis. At wide receiver, number 2, Brooks Bacco. At wide receiver, number 3, Sawyer Hess. At tight end, number 5, Hunter Bindus. And now for the home team on the scoreboard, your Central Cass Squirrels. Starting at defensive end, he's a junior wearing number 18, Trevin Quam. At defensive tackle, he's a senior wearing number 52, he's Braden Klein. At the other defensive tackle, he's a junior and he wears number 74. He's Evan Wiersma. At the other defensive end, he's a senior. He wears number 55. He's Brady Plants. At outside linebacker, he's a junior. He wears number 12, he's Colton Cruchet. At inside linebacker, he's a senior wearing number 34, Caden Graber. At outside linebacker, he's a senior and he wears number 54, he's Colson Stahl. At quarterback, he's a senior and he wears number 2. He's Grady Link. He's a quarterback and he's a sophomore. He wears number 7. He's Parker Wixo. At strong safety, he's a sophomore wearing number 8. He's Easton Holland. And at free safety, he's a senior wearing number 1. He's Jake Thompson. Squirrel fans, let your team hear you.
And that was Joe Deutsch with the announcement of our starting lineup for this matchup. Again, the Kindred Vikings Central Cass Squirrels should be a good game. Chase, you ready to run through a wall after that one?
I am ready to go. It's a gorgeous night. You cannot ask for anything better. You get that type of introduction for both teams. Joel, it's a packed crowd. They got the student section from Kindred on the far side. Central Cass is on the opposite side. I'm seeing about 4 or 5 deep here down either sideline from the concession stands to where you walk in. It is a, as you would say, sellout standing room only crowd here tonight in Castleton.
And teams now on their sideline one last time. Kindred coming out first, Central Cass ready to come out. Again, so much anticipation to this matchup, so much fanfare. And you look at the numbers on the sideline for both of these programs, and that has come, Chase, from having these big games and being in these big positions, and that just keeps the equity for that for these programs has been substantial here. As we got 12 minutes going up on our Bank North scoreboard. Check them out online at ibanknorth.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, and it will be Central Cass to receive the opening kickoff. A chance to make a statement early here against the number 1 ranked team in the state for the Central Cass Squirrels, as everyone here is set to go. As soon as that ball gets in the air, you're going to hear the crowd go crazy for both sides, and here it is. The kick will come over to the near side, and this one will take a bounce and rolls out inside the 15. Special teams is something that the Squirrels have been able to up their game here this season, and we feel like, or we talked about in the pregame, we feel like something could come from special teams, something could come from a big play, and something to keep in your back pocket as you move forward in this game. Sophomore Brody Kegley will come out to lead the offense, which has been air heavy this season for the Squirrels. 984 total passing yards, 447 rushing yards. A little bit of a flip of the script for how the offense has been run for the Squirrels over the years, as it's a 1st and 10 on their 35-yard line. It'll be 2 on the backfield for quarterback Brody Kegley, the sophomore, and now they'll drop some men in motion. Here comes the snap, and it's a handoff, a run over to the near side for Colton Cruchet, and he's brought down for a short gain of probably just a couple yards.
Miles Stroh able to kind of shut off a block there and get to the outside. I'm really curious here, Joel, with Aiden Wunderlich, you know, at 6'6", 275. They were running behind him. We'll see how many more times the Squirrels try that tonight.
It'll be a 2nd down and 8. The Squirrels will pick up 2 yards. Handoff again, this time a run to the left side. A nice extra cut comes from Cruchet, and he is finally stopped at the 40, so he'll give himself a few extra yards there on the run, and just inch by inch they keep moving upfield. But again, Chase, so much size right now in the trenches for both teams.
Yeah, Lincoln Swenson, the junior, 6 foot 195, made the tackle, leads the Vikings with 4 sacks this season.
3 receivers on the far side, 3rd down, 5 yards to go, ball at the 40, a throw up the middle, and this one looks like it's going to be a catch. Rather, they will say it's incomplete. So an incompletion on that pass attempt, and that will bring up a 4th down, and having to flip the field will be the Squirrels. Dylan Schmidt will come out and do the punting, so a quick 3 and out for Central Cass. They did get 5 yards of offense, and now the Kindred Vikings will get a chance to try to move the ball upfield. Brooks Bacco will be back to return this kick. Punt comes up, and this one skied straight in the air. Should touch down somewhere around the 45-yard line and takes a roll in favor of the Squirrels and is downed at the 36. So Kindred will have the football at their own about 36-yard line with 10:53 to go here in the first quarter on the Bank North scoreboard.
Not a bad route concept in that 3rd down, Joel. There was just a little bit of a hesitation on where you're going to throw up the field or maybe throw it more towards the ankles, and that little hesitation was the reason why there was an incompletion. But you mentioned it on the pregame, trying to get some running game going. I think the Squirrels would be happy with those 5 yards moving forward.
And speaking of running game, Kindred has just had about a 3-headed monster come their way here, and in terms of yardage they've been able to gain and weapons they've been able to gain. It starts with their quarterback, Jake Starcevic, as the senior awaits the snap, and this one will be a design quarterback run, and he is down at about the 39-yard line, so a pickup of 3 for the senior quarterback.
Good gang tackle on the way there for the Central Cass Squirrels. A handful of players, but Caden Graber, you're probably going to say his name a ton here tonight, Joel. He just flies around to the football.
Squirrels, for the most part, showing that 4-man front and that speed in their linebacker core. You have 3 players right now in this lineup with 2 players with over 400 yards rushing. One of them is that quarterback, Jake Starcevic. Kylan Swenson, the other, as it's a 2nd down and 7, ball at the 39-yard line, the 39-yard line. It will be pitched over to Kylan Swenson, and Swenson able to elude the defense, 1st down before being upended at the 49-yard line. So Swenson's first carry is good for a 1st down and 10 yards.
Isaac Spellhog, the wide receiver on the outside, might get called for a holding penalty here potentially, as he got a little bit too much of the jersey.
And it'll be just that, is not only will they not get those yards, they'll get moved back a little bit. And Chase, something we haven't even delved into is where a penalty is going to factor into this game. You feel like all 3 fronts of football and the factor of the penalties, everything's going to be so magnified here in this game, especially in this first half, because if you're Central Cass, you want to stop a quick start.
Without question, and Jake Thompson was the man he was holding at 6'2". Thompson kind of put his hands up in the air, so if you're going to hold someone, a 6'2" guy on the outside, Joel, that's not the one you want to get away with a hold on.
2nd down, 17. The Vikings get bumped back here. Let's see if they can get some chunk yards. They'll go with the one. It's Starcevic, and he's jammed up and is finally brought down, was wrapped around by Colton Cruchet and got the assist from Grady Link. He is stopped somewhere about the 26-yard line. It'll be about a loss of 3, and it will be 3rd down, 17 yards for the Kindred Vikings. And that speed of that linebacking core, Cruchet got around. Starcevic's a tough runner, and Cruchet was able to hang with him. Grady Link coming in for the assist on the tackle. Third down, 18. Ball back at the 28-yard line, approaching 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. Man set in motion in Brooks Bacco. And it'll be a handoff to Swenson, the deep back, and he is stopped at the 29-yard line. And a good gang tackle again by the Squirrels.
Yeah, Ryan, the sophomore outside linebacker, able to come in and make the very first tackle. And you hit the nail on the head there, Joel. A penalty essentially derailed the first down, and maybe Kindred getting some offensive mojo going instead. The Squirrels will force a punt just as they had to on their offensive start.
So about 8.5 and counting to go first quarter on the Bank North scoreboard. 2 back to return, or at least 1 back to return and 1 to block, as this punt will come towards the near side, bounces at the 30 and takes a bounce in favor of the Squirrels, and finally gets touched by a Viking. You maybe saw a little bit of a who's going to touch this one before it gives them any more forward progress on the football. Touches down at the 36-yard line, and Central Cass will come out with a 1st and 10. They have 5 total yards of offense to the Squirrels. All of them came on the ground before they were forced to punt on that 3 and out. So second offensive opportunity for Central Cass. There comes a handoff, and it's maybe a loss. Did not see who had the carry.
Zane had the carry, and then the tackle came with Isaac Spellhog.
So it'll be no gain on that run attempt, and now a 2nd down and 10 at the 36. And Blix gets the handoff. This time he is stopped in the backfield. This will be about a loss of 1 or 2.
Jake Starcevic disrupted it, and finishing off was Lincoln Swenson. We've seen Lincoln's name a ton so far. The defensive ends crashing down on this 3-man front. At times they look at 4 here for Kindred.
So bring up a 3rd down and 11. This time pass attempt connects on the flats, and it will be a completion, but no gain to Cale Pearson. He is tackled at about the 30, so they'll get bumped back some yards. So a quick 3 and out will come for the Central Cass Squirrels, and the Kindred Vikings will get the ball right back.
Someone, Hunter Bindis, that maybe doesn't get a ton of credit at particular times, Joel. He's kind of the glue and dirty man for the Vikings. Great open field tackle in the flat.
So both teams have had to punt on their opening possessions. The Squirrels punting again. This one almost blocked. A good effort coming from the Kindred Vikings. Starcevic was able to get through and almost block it. It will be touched at the 41-yard line, and Kindred will come right back out. Kindred 4 yards, strike that, just 1 yard of offense on that loss from that run attempt. But this is an opportunity for them to get their offense settled in and get that run game going. 6 minutes, 48 seconds to go here first quarter. Homecoming tonight, number 1 and number 2 teams in the state. Central Cass 4-0 on the season. Kindred 4-0 on the season. Both teams undefeated in region play. As we mentioned, there is going to be heavy seeding implications as to what happens tonight one way or another. Vikings will be on the far side of the field. They'll have 1 receiver out on either side. Jacob Starcevic has not attempted a pass yet here tonight, and he will hand this one off to Kylan Swenson. And Swenson able to come through for a 1st down. Cut towards the near side. Colton Cruchet is able to stop him. It may just stop him at a 1st down and no extra yards, and now we're going to see a penalty come after the play. So Swenson will get 10. They will spot him on the 1st down, and then some extracurriculars. And Chase, almost come to expect a high-emotion game. Stuff like that might rear its head in this contest.
Yeah, that's going to be on Colton Cruchet there, and you could hear Tommy Butler immediately kind of talking to Colton after the play, and that's one where, again, you're trying to play through the whistle, right? You hear coaches say, run past first base in football, make sure you get there, play after the whistle, make sure you finish the play, but at some particular times, it's just a matter of the play's kind of dead, and you just can't do anything to get an extra 15 yards, and just like that, the Vikings, Joel, are knocking on the door.
Penalty kind of stopped their offense on that first possession. Let's see if this penalty energizes their offense. 1st and 10 at the 33 of the Squirrels in plus territory. It's a handoff to Swenson, and Swenson is stopped for maybe a yard, as a whole gang of Squirrels right on top of him, led by Grady Link.
Yeah, Link did a good job right off the bat, put that left shoulder pad right into the hands of Swenson, trying to see if he could pop the football, but also a textbook tackle on the outside there, Joel. And that's the one thing with Swenson. It might not be the first guy that always brings him down. You need to swarm against someone who continually moves his feet through the tackle here, Joel.
Man, that is going to be no gain. They'll say no gain on that carry, so 2nd down and 10. Ball remains at the 33, inside of 6 to go first quarter. It's been an all-run game. Starcevic this time with the run, and he knew the contact was coming, kept the legs churning, and is stopped at the 30 for a pickup of 3.
Kindred trying to run behind the right guard there of Ethan Fornshell, the senior, trying to open up a little bit of a lane. Good job by the Squirrels, but when you get to this part of the football field here, Joel, I think anything north of the 40-yard line or even midfield is probably go for it on a 4th down situation if you're even 3-4 yards away as this night continues.
Be a 3rd down and 6 for the Kindred Vikings. And Starcevic, he saw the contact was coming on that run, as you mentioned, Chase. They couldn't get the opening, and he just strong-armed his way through there to get those hard-earned 4 yards. And Starcevic a run to the right side, fakes the pitch. This time will pitch it off. It comes into the hands of Swenson. Swenson comes around, 1st down, finally wrapped around and stopped at the 18-yard line.
Brooks Bacco did a good job on the outside on the boundary, taking his corner, and that allowed that little alley for Swenson to go down the field. So far, Joel, been really impressed by the wide receivers here of Kindred, locking on their defensive back and opening up some lanes. I think that speed option play, we'll see that a lot here tonight. The question is, what's the adjustment for Central Cass moving forward?
This one will come down to the 17-yard line. Squirrels will get in position. Vikings in position. 2 receivers near side, 2 on the far side. Again, we have not seen a pass attempt yet this game, and Starcevic with the keeper this time eludes 1 tackle and still on his feet, but he'll be stopped for no gain or maybe a yard as just took a wall of Squirrels and Vikings to get that play moving.
The one thing the Vikings have done well, Joel, even when they get stoned right at the line, they're still getting a yard or 2 here in this quarter instead of a -2 or nothing. They find a way to get something positive even out of a play that kind of looks dead to rights right off the bat.
Yeah, it's just a cool head under pressure for Jacob Starcevic. He's been in his last couple of carries. It is just that is no one wants to run into hard-hitting, hard contact, but he's able to do it and able to do it successfully as it's a 2nd down and 8, ball at the 15-yard line. So in that 2-handed monster in the backfield will come to Swenson, run towards the left, ended and stopped, and he'll get no gain on the carry as it brings up a 3rd down.
That was the old Oklahoma drill, going right through the A-gap there. Swenson found Jake Thompson, and Thompson did a good job getting down to the legs and the knee to wrap up Swenson right off the bat and force up that 3rd down.
Inside of 4 left to go first quarter here. No score on the Bank North scoreboard. Check them out online at ibanknorth.com. Thanks for being with us on this Friday night and last day of summer. I think we're getting to autumn officially tomorrow or some point this weekend. I'm not a meteorologist, Chase, but this is definitely football weather. I know that much. As it's a 3rd down and 7, play clock winding down to 3 seconds, and faking the handoff, running it himself is Starcevic, and we're going to see a flag come down behind the play as Starcevic will be shy of a 1st down, but it's all going to be at the mercy of what the penalty is from the official. Be the third flag thrown on the field in this game. And it'll be a hold against Kindred. So 2nd penalty called on this drive. 1 against the Squirrels, now 1 against the Kindred Vikings. Will stop us with 3:22 to go first quarter.
Luke Starcevic, the right tackle, got guilty for the holding penalty, and that was a large one because it would have been about a 4th and 1, Joel. And you know Kindred's going to go for it once it gets that close to that situation. Instead now 3rd and long. If you're Central Cass, you don't need to play the bend but don't break here. I'm curious, do they bring some pressure on 3rd down, or do you give a little bit in this situation, Joel?
We'll see what the plan is here as they come to the line of scrimmage. Again, we have not seen a pass attempt on the season. 425 passing yards for Starcevic. They do need chunk yardage here. Starcevic, play action, looks around, takes a shot downfield, and wide open into the end zone, Hunter Bindis. That'll be a 24-yard completion for the touchdown.
Well, right on cue, Joel. You haven't passed all game. What do? A little play action, a little eye candy, then going right up the seam as a tight end. Nobody was there in the back secondary, and it was wide open, an easy pitch and catch there for Starcevic.
For Bindis, it's his second touchdown of the season. Again, this one 24 yards on the completion, and now we'll have an extra point attempt coming up here to try to make it a 7-0 game. Andrew Haley attempting the extra point. Here comes the snap. The kick from up here looks good, and the officials say it looks good, so the extra point is good. It is 7-0 Kindred Vikings on the Bank North scoreboard. Central Cast a chance to answer back when we return. It's high school football on yourliveevent.com.
Head to Fast Lane Car Wash, situated next to the Petro Stopping Center in Fargo. They treat every vehicle with the same respect and care as their own, ensuring that your car is in good hands from pre-wash preparation to hand-dry finish. Check out the Fast Lane Car Wash on the west side of the Petro Stopping Center in Fargo and spruce up your ride with interior detailing, buff, and wax at the Fast Lane with Thomas, weekdays from 9 to 2. Call 701-799-8226 to schedule an appointment.
7-0 on the Bank North scoreboard. Kindred leads Central Cass here tonight at homecoming. Hunter Bindis, his second touchdown of the season, a 24-yard completion. Play action. Chase opened things up for Bindis, and it was just on him to catch the football. He does, and we have a 7-0 game.
And give credit to where credit's due sometimes, right? You stub your toe if you're Kindred there. You're going to have a 4th and 1. Instead, it's a 3rd and 17. And you've kind of been alluding it to, Joel, on the first couple possessions for the Vikings here. When are we going to see a pass? Well, there it is, right? You throw the little play action, able to freeze the secondary, and boom, get that touchdown pass there to Bindis.
Kick touches down at the 25-yard line, and the Squirrels looking to get a good return on this one, but a nice job by the gunner for Kindred, who was able to get down there. Miles Steele just was able to get through and stop any more yards on that return for the for the Central Cass Squirrels.
Yeah, and Hunter Bindis is flying around here right now, Joel. He might be an early indication of our Enbridge Energy player of the game, a two-way player, the way he's been able to tackle, and also that only touchdown so far.
Squirrels will start on their 22-yard line. 3:01 to go first quarter. To their first two possessions, Squirrels' offensive numbers not where they want them to be, as it's a completion to Jake Thompson on the sideline, and the stiff arm before being forced out at about the 24-yard line. So it'll be a 2-yard completion to Jake Thompson, the senior. Thompson comes into this game, 16 receptions, 314 yards, 5 touchdowns. Easily one of the favorite targets of quarterback Brody Kegley. 2nd down and 8. Ball up to the 25-yard line. Kegley pump fakes, has pressure, throws this one away. Good awareness to try not to lose some yards, as looked like it was Miller who got through and was able to bring him down.
They had the initial screenplay on the outside, dead to rights. The ball never got past the line of scrimmage, and there wasn't anybody in the vicinity of the area, so they're going to call it an intentional grounding here. And yeah, on the outside so far, wearing number 50 there for the Kindred Vikings, as Swenson was part of the offense, and then on the opposite side, Starcevic just kind of blew up that little quick screen play on the outside.
So dangerous territory right now if you're the Squirrels is, yeah, you're trying to score. Obviously you're in offense, but you're trying not to give up a turnover, as Kindred could bring the house on this next play. 2nd down and 14. Pump back deep. Kegley gets this one off before being knocked down, but getting a handout. Brooks Bacco is able to knock away the pass, and now it's 4th and long, and the Squirrels going to have to punt here and going to have to punt deep in their own territory.
Yeah, you didn't have much time if you're the QB there for Central Cass with Kegley. You're just trying to get that ball out quickly to Pearson and hope something good happens. But so far, the guys up front for Kindred are getting towards the quarterback, and they're getting pressure even on the quick game right now. So how do you kind of move forward with the chess pieces for Coach Butler going through this game where the defensive line is getting to the quarterback quickly and in a hurry here for the Vikings?
Vikings going to need to rely on some big blocks here on this punt attempt, as it's Brooks Bacco standing shaded about the 46, now 45-yard line, and this punt gets off, and Bacco will watch it bounce, and there's some numbers around him, won't touch it, but it will be a drive that starts in plus territory for the Kindred Vikings, who lead 7-0. Hunter Bindis, his 2nd touchdown reception of the year.
Injured Kindred Viking with Lincoln Swenson right now, Joel.
So some stoppage on the field, an injured player, and we're going to step aside. We'll be back. It's high school football on yourliveevent.com.
At GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com. Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
We're back on YourLiveEvent.com. Injured player down for the Vikings. Help to the sideline on his feet. Always a good sign. Vikings a 1st and 10 at Central Castle's 39-yard line, trying to add to that 7-0 lead here in this homecoming contest. Handoff to Swenson, and he was stopped after a gain of 3. 7 carries for Swenson by my count here. It's a 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, they're taking a look at Lincoln Swenson as well on the far sideline here. Joel, that's big. He's their leading sack getter with 4 so far here on the season. So the line play for Kindred will get shuffled around a little bit here defensively.
2nd down and 7. Ball at the 37-yard line. Handoff to Swenson again, and he just runs right through the middle and is finally stopped at the 19. Strike that, the 24. Another pickup and another 1st down. 3 runs of 10-plus yards coming for Kylan Swenson. On pace, well on pace to surpass 500 yards for the season here in Game 5 of the season. They're down in 10, ball at the 24.
Yeah, 1st down upcoming here for the Vikings after getting that. Miles Stroh with a great kick-out block to open up that hole there for Swenson.
One receiver out on either side, and it's Swenson and Starcevic in the backfield. Swenson will switch from left to right of the shoulder of his senior quarterback. And a handoff to Swenson. Swenson cuts around, finds the opening, and is stopped by Evan Wiersma and Caden Graber. Maybe a yard or 2 on that run. Actually, it looks like they're going to give him 3 on that run and a 2nd down.
You're going to have to see Wiersma, Plants and company kind of do what Kindred's defensive line has done so far. Make plays like that right at the line here against Kindred's rushing attack, Joel.
Be a 2nd down and 9, ball to the 23-yard line. Just over a minute to go in the 1st quarter, 7-0. It's Hunter Bindis with the lone touchdown of this game so far. Starcevic run towards the right, wrapped around, still keeps the feet moving and is stopped at the 19-yard line, a pickup of about 4.
Wiersma and Stahl in on the tandem tackle, but here's the Vikings again, Joel. 2, 3, 4 rushing yards and brings up a very 3rd manageable.
3rd and 4 for the Vikings.
About a 8-second difference between the game clock and the play clock, so there will be one more play for the Kindred Vikings before this 1st quarter comes to an end. Kindred this season wins against Valvadrake, Adamus, Wahpeton, Lisbon, Hillsborough, Central Valley. 17 seconds to go, 1st quarter. And Starcevic will run this one himself, comes through for the 1st down. A flag is on the field as he is still on his feet at about the 10-yard line.
That flag would typically be illegal, hands to the face or holding.
And will be on Kindred. They showed that scoring drive that they can overcome these penalties in this situation. 3.7 seconds left. They're going to have to work quick.
This is one thing, though, Joel. The penalties, there's been a lot of them so far in this first quarter.
I believe that's the fourth in this first quarter. They're down 15 for Kindred, and that will bring our first quarter to an end. 1 quarter to play here on the Bank North scoreboard. Kindred 7, Central Cass no score. We'll be back on yourliveevent.com.
Hi, this is Jim, and along with Bernie, we're inviting R&J Broadcasting Incorporated listeners to join us on a tour of the Hawaiian Islands, February 22nd through March 3rd. The Big Island will be part of this trip while taking in the breathtaking views of Oahu, the Big Island, and Maui. Enjoy the perfect balance between scheduled activities mixed with personal leisure time. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ to learn more about this tour, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
The Kindred Public School District looks to collaboratively cultivate an environment that challenges learners to reach their full potential in a student-centered, community-supported environment while building authentic relationships that promotes active engagement in learning, literacy, and life. Kindred Public Schools' mission is to educate, prepare, and maximize student potential. Kindred Public School District, student-centered, community-supported. For more info about upcoming school events and news, go online to kindred.k12.us. Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota.
Welcome back to yourliveevent.com. Fresh 12 minutes goes up on our Bank North scoreboard. Kindred facing a 3rd down and 15 at the Squirrels' 28-yard line. Play action's how they got their last touchdown. They'll do this one here again. Shot towards Bindis. This one knocked away, incomplete.
Pearson on the coverage, and really it was just man-to-man across the board. On the next time, I'm curious if they go to Brooks Baco at 6'5" on the outside, being guarded there by Link. But Joel, really good by Pearson there, not falling for that fake compared to what happened on the previous touchdown where the secondary took that step or two up.
Jack McDonald will come from the sideline. We'll have the latest play to put into the huddle, and we'll see what Kindred wants to do here. 4th and 15. Starcevic, Swenson, all in the backfield. They're going to go for it here on 4th and long, and we're going to get a whistle, and it will be against Kindred.
Brooks Baco with the false start. Spellhog just went in motion, and Brooks was already taking a step forward, so just back him up a little bit more.
The Vikings 5 more yards. It brings up 4th and 20.
4th and 20. Ball at the 33-yard line. Probably a moment you may look back and the result of this game, because this could be a big one. Starcevic gets the throw off in time, shot at the end zone, and it's caught right in the hands of Brooks Baco, 33 yards on a 4th and long. For Baco, his team-leading 6th touchdown of the season.
Same exact play on what they did the previous one. Little play action, you bring everybody up. It's just pretty much 4 verts, and they're going to say, our guys are better than your guys, and hitting them right on stride with Starcevic to Baco there, Joel, as well.
33-yard into the end zone. Brooks Baco coming off a 3-touchdown performance. And now we'll have the extra point attempt, trying to make it 14-0 for the Kindred Vikings. And the kick is off, and it's wobbling its way through the uprights. Kick is good. 14-0 Kindred leads on the Bank North scoreboard. It's high school football tonight on yourliveevent.com.
Stop on out to Watts Ace Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Plus, Watts Ace Hardware has a key cutting and paint mixing section for your own do-it-yourself projects. From their grill selection with Traeger, Blackstone, Weber, and the Big Green Egg to their customer laser engraving center, Watts Ace Hardware is a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watts Ace Hardware.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
And here comes a kickoff from the Vikings, who lead 14-0, and this one will go into the end zone. Central Cass right now needing to get some yards moving, needing to get that offense going. They put Kindred to a 4th and long, and Kindred was able to respond back with a 33-yard touchdown. And that is the 6th touchdown of the season for Brooks Bacco, the 6'4", 185-pound sophomore, and he just used his speed to get himself into the end zone for that touchdown. Squirrels will come to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 at their 20. And we got some early movement from the Squirrels.
Central Cass going with the clap motion to try to see if they can maybe draw Kindred off sides, but then you had Garmin there just take that step down the field. As we've seen a lot of teams, even at the high school level, Joel, not go under center obviously anymore, shotgun, and then kind of have the clap, so to speak, to indicate the start of the play.
1st and 15, ball back to the 15-yard line. Kegley with the handoff, and this could be enough for a first down. Is looking for blockers downfield is Colton Cruchet. He's going to keep going past midfield to the 40 and out of bounds at about the 32-yard line.
Flag on the play, holding on Central Cass would be the preliminary report.
And this is going to be big for the Squirrels of how you're going to respond on and what is a momentum shifting play chase, because it got your offense going.
Yeah, a great cutback. You finally had a little crease, right? You got past that first line of defense that Kindred has had done so well tonight. And then once you're able to get there, able to see the speed, able to get out in front. But now it's a 1st and nearly Cass County coming up here, Joel.
1st and 25. You're snapping the football inside of your 10. You're at the 8-yard line. And we're probably going to get no gain on that run attempt in a 2nd down. All these plays we've had, it is just a 2nd down. Zane Blitz with the carry. 2nd down and 23. They will spot him 2 on that one. And here comes another run attempt and some blocking upfield. This one up to the 10, so a pickup of 5. Blix will pick up about 3 yards on that run, and you're still looking at a 3rd down and long. Just 3 pass attempts for Brody Kegley here in this contest. He's going to need to get the ball off here quick to pick up those yards as he sets Blix in motion, has pressure, is able to elude the pressure, and then will go down, and he is stopped at the 6-yard line.
The sophomore coming in with Starcevic right off the bat on the outside. Anytime Kegley has kind of came back, Starcevic has been one of those defensive end spots that are getting around and causing some havoc, where if Kegley doesn't get it out to his first option, Joel, he's getting pressured immediately.
The Vikings will punt, and this could be a dangerous one. Kindred has been so quick off the snap on these punt attempts. You're going to really have to rely on your protection here to get this punt off, and here it comes, and this one is a good one at about the 40, and it's picked up by Bacco, and Bacco trying to return this one at least inside the 20, and he does as he's forced out at the 18-yard line. Good field position for the Kindred Vikings for a team that is just pounded the pavement here and pounded the field this season. 2 passing touchdowns in this game, one for Hunter Bindis, another one for Brooks Bacco. It'll be a 1st and 10 at the 18 for the Kindred Vikings. They lead 14-0 on the Bank North scoreboard. For Bank North is achieved by helping their customers pursue their dreams and financial goals. Check them out online, ibanknorth.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Kindred taking some extra time, and Chase, where's your head at if you're Central Cass, because you've been trying to control the running game, and when they've needed to, they've passed and they've found the end zone. It'll be Starcevic. The run cuts towards the left side, able to make the move. Still straddling that line as he's finally brought out at about the 15-yard line, and that will be a pickup of 8.
Here's what Swenson and Starcevic has done a really good job of tonight, Joel. The first guy that gets there, they've rarely made the tackle by themselves. If you don't have a second squirrel there, they're finding ways to weave for a couple of yards, and Starcevic broke a bunch of tackles. And as you alluded to, Joel, you got to defend the run. That's number one against Kindred. But as we've seen, Kindred is fine with you defending the run, then taking a shot or two when they have that opportunity, because they know it's probably going to be man coverage across the back end.
2nd down and 6. Ball at the 14-yard line. Kindred trying to make it 21-0. Handoff will come to Swenson. Swenson grinds his way through, and he is into the end zone. A 14-yard run, and for Swenson, his 8th touchdown of the season.
Give a lot of credit there to the offensive line again to open up a little bit of a crease. That's all that Swenson needs. And Eric Bergad said in fall camp, after Swenson had an injury last year, he just found ways to get to the outside against a defense, and even Kindred's defense is going, whoa, what just happened on practices, Joel? And you're seeing that here as we've seen throughout the season for the Vikings.
Another extra point attempt coming up here to try to make it 21-0 with 9:08 to go in the first half. Here comes the kick, and it's good. 21-0 the lead for Kindred. We'll be back on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hungry and on the road, Petro Stopping Center in Fargo has got your back with an impressive lineup of goodies, including Popeye's Chicken, Charlie's Cheesesteaks, Cinnabon, Papa John's, and a mouth-watering full-sized restaurant, the Dolly Down Grill. You'll be spoiled for choice. Whether you're a quick pit stopper or looking to settle in for a while, Petro Stopping Center's Fargo location has got you covered 24/7 every day of the week. Cruise on over to their spot just off 45th Street and I-94 and indulge in a feast fit for the road warrior in you.
Your family farm has been adapting to challenges in the field for generations. Taupe Insurance is here to help you weather the storm when those challenges arise. Visit with Taupe Insurance today about a quote or review of your policies. Taupe Insurance offers coverage on your farm's assets, crop, and hail insurance, plus home and auto, commercial, and life insurance. Stop in for a visit today at their office in Castleton or give Taupe Insurance a call at 701-347-4045.
Welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com. Kylan Swenson, 8th touchdown of the season. 21-0. Kindred leads on the Bank North scoreboard. And kickoff towards the near side. Squirrels needing to get their offense going. A decent return would help that out as Anthony Garman extends this one to about the 35-yard line.
Ball came out late there on the fumble. Fortunate for the Squirrels to come up with it there. Good starting field position for Central Cass.
Both teams punted on their opening drive, and it was Kindred scoring the first one of the game. 3:05 to go in the first quarter. It was play action, and it was able to open things up downfield for Hunter Bindis for his 24-yard touchdown reception. 2 touchdowns here this quarter, one for Brooks Bacco and one for Kylan Swenson. Kegley will throw towards the flat, is able to connect into the hands of Colton Cruchet, and Cruchet is forced out of bounds at the far side of the field by Kylan Swenson, but it will be a pickup of 6.
Joel, I know you don't want to say it's a must-have it in the first half at times, but this kind of feels like a must-have-it drive for Central Cass right now. We mentioned in the pregame they faced adversity. This is the biggest adversity they face on the scoreboard.
2 far side receivers, 1 near side receiver. It's a handoff to Cruchet, and he will be stopped shy of a first down as Starcevic is able to jam up the middle.
Only a sophomore at 6'5", 240. Also in the baseball field that's getting renovated behind you, Joel, had a home run that I don't think landed. That went into left field in the Region 1 tournament as a freshman this spring.
3rd down and 2. Handoff again to Cruchet, and he is stopped by a wall of Vikings. Everything coming into this game with 1 and 2 in the state going facing off, Chase, is magnified so much. And if you're Central Cass, you're really feeling the pressure. There is a lot of football left. We have 2 full quarters and 8 minutes here to go in the first half. But the offense has just not been where Central Cass needs it, and it's not aided itself well to the defense as well as the handoff to Cruchet, and he's going to push the pile and come through for a pickup of about 3 yards and a first down. And I believe that is going to be the first down of the game for the Squirrels.
Good job by Colson Stahl, just kind of opening it up a little bit to allow the halfback to follow him for that couple of yards.
If you're this offensive line for Central Cass, you're going up against 3 guys, 245 pounds plus, and that's just the front 3. Not to mention the size of the linebacker core as Kegley will step back, is able to connect into the hands of Cale Pearson. And it's going to be a scramble for the football. Starcevic says it's their football, and we'll see what the official says out of the pile.
Well, he had Spellhog with the hit, and as Spellhog delivered the hit, Pearson had it in his gut, then it went down to his knees, Joel, and somehow he caught it around his knees.
So Cale Pearson will get the completion, but no extra yards. Actually, a pickup of 2 yards. It's a 2nd down and 8. Here comes a handoff, and it's Haug with the football as he is brought down for maybe a gain of a yard on his first carry of the game.
Coming up with the tackle is going to be Tannen Johnson, an outside linebacker on the play. I got to tell you what, Joel, the one thing I've been impressed with Kindred so far, the first guy don't miss often in open spaces.
Squirrels picking up their first down of the game here on this drive, trying to keep things moving. It's a 3rd down and 8, and connection to Jackson Haug on the flat, and he is able to find some open field, and it's a fumble, and it's recovered by the Squirrels. Their second fumble here this quarter.
I think this is an easy decision for Tommy Butler, Joel. I think you're going for it in this situation.
You have to here as you need a spark for your offense. It's a 4th down and 6. Ball right at the midfield mark for the Squirrels. They have not been in plush territory tonight as 3 receivers on the far side. Kegley will rifle this one up the middle, and it's caught for a first down. Kylan Swenson made him pay the price, but the Squirrels will get the first down, and it's Jake Thompson.
What a play by Thompson. The ball thrown a little behind him, and as you said, Kylan delivered the lumber. Really good play by Thompson there, Joel.
1st and 10, ball at the 40. Spark right now for the Squirrels, and you get that running game established as I believe it's Jackson Haug with the carry, and it will be maybe a gain of a yard.
Tannen Johnson again in on the tackle. We kind of set him a little bit since, again, Lincoln Swenson went out with an injury.
That was Blitz with the carry. He'll pick up a yard. It's a 2nd down and 9 as we approach 6 minutes to go in the first half. And our Farmers Union halftime show coming up here. We'll have the Hall of Fame induction as a connection towards the flat. It will be a completion into the hands of Gavin Tope, but it may be a loss of 1 or 2.
Right now, you might want to do the fake play action, Joel, if you will, the fake screen, and see if you can send a wide receiver up the sideline, because the Vikings are going and expecting that kind of lateral east to west movement right now.
Kindred's trying everything, Central Cass trying everything to get past this Kindred defense and some early movement on the line. It looked like it was Luke Starcevic, and we'll see what the officials are going to say. Will be on Central Cass. Hey, you know what? Taking penalties has helped Kindred's offense. Maybe Central Cass is hoping to cash in on the same.
It's a 2-down territory here if you get something positive, and, maybe that's where you take the shot. We've seen Kindred after a penalty, Joel, take the shot. We'll see if the Squirrels can follow suit.
3rd down, 16, ball to the 46-yard line. 2 first downs on this drive for Central Cass. 10 seconds on the play clock. Kegley drops back, has some blocking, has some time. Shot downfield. Thompson will make the catch at the 30. They needed 16, and I think he got exactly 16. He does in another first down, and Jake Thompson has been crucial on this drive. 2 catches of 10-plus yards, and it brings up another first down, 1st and 10. They move up to the 30-yard line. Kegley with some time, shot downfield, and this one into the end zone. Noah Tokas with the touchdown.
They went right to it, Joel. They faked the boundary play. They had two guys coming up, one up the near sideline, one up the seam. Noah was the beneficiary on that one, and a really good pass by Cagley. It's man coverage across the back end, so if you can get by that secondary, you're going to be able to get a house call and a big-time answer for the Squirrels.
For Tolkas, that is his second touchdown of the season. Comes with 5:05 to go in the first half, and they are going to go for that extra point. Okawa going to try to keep his extra points intact as we had some early movement on the line. Looked like Starcevic will be on Central Cass. 21-6 the score. Squirrels will get bumped back here just a little bit. And then looking at the stat sheet, Chase, the Squirrels have brought out, they've gone deep to the receiver core. They've gone a little bit deeper to the running back core. Something to try to get this offense going, and it's a drive with Jake Thompson and Noah Tolkas. Those seniors really getting things moving.
And you kind of have to rely on seniors in a rivalry game, Joel. They've been here, they've done that, and made a couple big-time plays.
Here comes the kick. It is good, and the Squirrels get on the scoreboard. 21-7 the score on the Bank North scoreboard. We'll be back on yourliveevent.com.
Join the club. If you support Kindred Viking athletes, show up by becoming a member of the Booster Club. Your $20 helps provide student athletes with new training equipment, uniforms, an activity bus, scoreboards, and so much more. Find the form online or scan the code. Everybody up. Show your Viking pride. Join the Booster Club. Kindred Viking Booster Club.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has brought in to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
And here comes the kickoff, and Kindred leading 21-7. We'll have Swenson on the return and down at about the 32-yard line, and still a lot of pushing coming after the whistle.
Swenson on the return for the Vikings out to the 32-yard line.
It's a good drive for Central Cass. They got their first handful of first downs on that drive. They got their senior leadership in the mix there, and they're able to finish it in the end zone. Chase, the flip side of that is now you really need to stop, especially knowing the second half will begin with Kindred having the football.
That's the thing. You don't want to go down 3 scores. 2 you can live, and maybe this can be a shot in the arm defensively because it's been 3 straight possessions with 3 touchdowns here for the Vikings.
Vikings will start at their own 33-yard line. It's a handoff into the hands of Swenson, and Swenson free for the first down. He's going to keep going. There is a flag down. Looks like it could be a blindside block as Swenson's brought down at the 29-yard line.
Starcevic just kind of held and drug down here Pearson, and you heard Tommy Butler and the entire sidelines for the Squirrels yell holding. Starcevic had it about 8 yards up the field, so negate the run.
So Kindred going to be bumped back here, and it's been a lot of penalties here, and so far it hasn't phased Kindred. In fact, that one touchdown, it was a 4th and long. That was the touchdown to Brooks Baco.
So spot foul, Joel, so essentially a 10-yard penalty outside of just the rush there, so you just kind of have a do-over here for the Vikings.
1st and 10 at the 33. 4:48 to go in the first half. Farmers Union halftime show coming up. And it's another run attempt. This time the defense all over it. Maybe a yard. Will depend on the spot, but Central Cass trying to slow down that running game.
Brooke Johnson with the opportunity there for the sophomore coming in to maybe give Swenson a little bit of a break.
Brooke Johnson will get a yard, and Johnson, the sophomore, has done well in his opportunities this season. 30 carries, 168 yards, a touchdown. coming off 108 yards rushing last week in that 63-0 win against Hillsborough Central Valley. So you got two guys rushing for coming up on 500 yards, and you have what would you consider your third back with over 100 yards. This is an I formation, 2nd down and 8. Ball at the 35-yard line. It's pitched into the hands of the deep back, and that will be Johnson, and he is stopped at the 40.
Coming down on the crackdown block was Brooks Bacco trying to get to that edge. So good rush by the Vikings to get something brewing here. And also a note, Joel, as this half continues, both teams with all 3 timeouts remaining here. So a large 3rd down if you're the Squirrels, trying to see if you can force the Vikings to a 4th down and maybe decision for Coach Pregame.
I don't know if it's just that we've been doing this together for such a long time, Chase, but my mind just went to timeout. And before I could speak it, you were right there, and here comes the timeout. We've been speaking a few things into existence here tonight. Chase, that timeout is brought to you by Cass County Mutual. Cass County Mutual provides insurance products to all of southeastern North Dakota. They're a company providing local service to all policyholders. Visit CassCountyMutual.com to find an agent near you. We'll step aside. Back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and RJBroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and
forward. The Squirrels.
Local voices from local radio.
In Hope, North Dakota,
Welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com. We are coming out of a Cass County Mutual Tope Insurance timeout taken by the Kindred Vikings. Vikings a 3rd down and 2 at the 41-yard line. And it will be a run. It'll come to Swenson, and the defense all over him will stop him at the 40.
Holland did a great job meeting Swenson right in the gap, and here's decision time. Do you trust your defense, or do you go for it here, Joel?
And you know, the poise on 4th down that they have shown, I mean, you feel like you got to go for it if you're Kindred. Something to keep in mind, Central Cass's defense coming into this game is just 50% on stopping 4th downs. Central Cass's defense 50% on that. This is a 4th and 1, and they will punt. They will play it safe here as this one will come back to the 20. And that's a good punt. And Central Cass's offense will come on the field. 2nd time punting tonight for the Kindred Vikings. 21-7 the score on the Bank North scoreboard. Our Farmers Union Insurance halftime report coming up, and we'll get the homecoming court announcement, the Hall of Fame inductions, and probably a whole lot more maybe coming up, Chase. We've had a lot of surprises in this game, at least on our broadcast, as teams will come out here for this last 2 minutes, 48 seconds. Two receivers far side, one near side. Brody Kegley has been coming almost a exclusively pass-only quarterback. This time he will go to Colton Cruchet, who is forced out somewhere around the 25-yard line.
Tell you what, there's some hard hitting going on. Guys pushing and shoving and trying to find a way to get that little crease. Again, there's a love-hatred. You respect the opponent, but you would love to beat them here tonight, Joel, for both sides.
For Cruchet, that will be a pickup of 4, 2nd down and 6. It'll be trip right. Cruchet gets sent towards the flat. Kegley drops the shoulder, gives himself some time downfield, needs to get rid of this football, and will throw it to his sideline, and he'll avoid a loss of yards.
That was a heads-up play by Kegley. Thompson was covered in the back end. Just try not to make something that's not there and try to see if he can convert this 3rd down now.
2:42 to go. Central Cass down 21-7 here before halftime. Time again for Kegley. Pump fakes. Trying to find some open receivers downfield. Rolls out, pump fakes again. Calls for some movement. Will get this throw off as it's incomplete, and he is knocked down out of bounds. So how about this quick adjustment on defense, Chase? Central Cass is showing, hey, we need chunk yardage. We're going to have to pass this football. Kindred daring them to throw the football and just lock down defense by the secondary.
And you get a good running play right off the bat, but again, you're trying to play time. You're trying to play against this Vikings team to go down the field. And as you alluded to, Joel, nice quick adjustment there for the Vikings to make the stop, and they kept everything in front of them that time.
4th down and 4, and it looks like we're going to have an official stoppage.
This will be on the Vikings. Illegal substitution, Joel, and I think that's a first down.
It will. I feel like there's been so many moments in this game that we've said this can, when the final score happens, we'll talk about this moment, we'll talk about that moment. This could be one of them right now if Central Cass is able to play their cards right here as they get some extra life. That illegal substitution penalty, and the Squirrels will get a 1st and 10 at their 32-yard line. Hand off to Cruchet, run towards the near side, and right there was Starcevic, and no gain on the run for Cruchet.
Yeah, if you're Eric Burgad right now, penalties are something you're going to be talking about at halftime. There's been way too many free ones, if you will, for the Kindred Vikings with some of these holds, and then alongside that 12-man. That's just a mental miscue there for Kindred.
Play coming from the sideline. You got to wonder if we face a deep ball situation. They're going to test that arm of Brody Kegley here. He drops back, has some time again, locking down by the secondary. Will throw this one near sideline. It's intercepted. Interception for the Kindred Vikings, and a decent-sized return. Looks like the ball may have been fumbled, but no, they're going to say it was dead, and that was an interception coming for Fisher Johnson. And the return comes to the 20.
Do have a play. Colton Cruchet took a shot here from Kindred. Might have been a late hit.
That's definitely something coming after the play. But Fisher Johnson, kind of the odd man out. He wasn't on man coverage, playing that zone, and was able to get a read on that play and that interception. And you look at the plays where Brody Kegley has gotten rid of the football to avoid the sack, to avoid the loss, and they have all been to the sideline and good heads-up play. Say, you know what, I'm going to shade the sideline. I'm going to be ready for this throw, and he gets it, and the interception, and Kindred will get the ball back here, 1:57 to go in the first half.
But again, a 15-yard penalty here, Joel, and the Vikings with that personal foul late hit on the near sideline.
Kindred stepping to the line of scrimmage. Good field position for them here to start on this 1st and 10. It's a handoff to Swenson, and he is stopped at the 30. Swenson, by my count, 12 carries in this game, Chase. He was on the verge of breaking into 500 rushing yards, and I believe he's done that here in this contest with a touchdown to boot, as we have a minute 34 and counting left here on the Bank North scoreboard. Visit them online at ibanknorth.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, a sponsor of sports on yourliveevent.com. Man set in motion, play action. Starcevic throws this one deep downfield, and is it caught? It is. Finds Brooks Bacco. Brooks Bacco, 6'4", used every bit of that 6'4" chase to get this one for the first down.
That was 500. That's you got Boston high school style right there. Brooks Bacco, you had a secondary player that was there for the Squirrels in Parker Wixo, and Bacco just jumped over him, Joel, to bring the ball down. What could have been a pick becomes a large 20-yard gain.
1st and goal for Kindred, leading 21-7 as we get nearer and nearer to halftime. Swenson the handoff, and he's going to push the pile and be stopped at about the 6. It's just been, as we're going to get looks like we're going to get a Cass County Mutual Tope Insurance timeout, but we are going to stay right here, Chase. It's just been some very heads-up, some very smart running, some very situational reading on that running. You look at that last run, Chase, for Swenson, and Swenson conceded the fact that he wasn't going to find the end zone on that run. So what does he do? Tucks the football, arms out. He's going to push the pile and squeeze out every yard he could. If you're Central Cass's defense, you look for that, but then that's when they start moving the feet, they start moving side to side, and they get you, and it's just been a very tough run game to defend for Central Cass.
It really has, and you still have a chance, Joel, to make a stop here and get down to the half, only being down 14 points before Kindred gets the ball back. But again, you still got a timeout for Kindred. You can still run the football, as you alluded to with Starcevic and Swenson here. They might only get 3-4 yards, but Joel, you get 3-4 yards, all of a sudden now it's a 3rd and goal, at the 4-yard line with everything in your playbook. And if you get to the line quickly, calling 2 plays in the huddle here, if you're Coach Eric Burgad, with 46 seconds left, you still have time with your playbook is wide open to you to end up half.
Timeout brought to you by Cass County Mutual and Tope Insurance. Get in touch with Ryan at Tope Insurance in Castleton today, 701-347-4045. And Kindred comes out like they want to spread things out, as they'll put 2 receivers on the near side. They will keep Swenson in the backfield with Starcevic. Again, 2nd and goal from 7 yards out. Swenson gets set in motion. Starcevic will tuck and run himself at the 5-yard line, pushes through, and the Squirrels defense will come around here as he is stopped at about the 3-yard line, a 4-yard pickup for Starcevic, the senior quarterback. And now a 3rd and goal right on the goal line. Swenson and Starcevic in the backfield. Swenson set in motion. Starcevic will swing this one out here on the pass and into the end zone. Kylan Swenson and his 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just swing out your halfback and tell your wide receivers go make a one-on-one block, and Swenson had a nice little crease to get in the end zone, and the 3rd passing touchdown as well for Starcevic here.
For Swenson, this is his 3rd reception of the year and his 1st receiving touchdown. He's got 2 touchdowns in this game. Put himself in a position to be that Enbridge Energy player of the game. The extra point, that is good, and it is going to be 28-7. 15.4 seconds left before the half. We'll be back on YourLiveEvent.com.
One that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Join the club. If you support Kindred Viking athletes, show up by becoming a member of the Booster Club. Your $20 helps provide student athletes with new training equipment, uniforms, an activity bus, scoreboards, and so much more. Find the form online or scan the code. Everybody up! Show your Viking pride, join the Booster Club. Kindred Viking Booster Club.
(28-7) the lead for Kindred. Kylan Swenson's 2nd touchdown of the game, and Central Cass will come out here with 10.4 seconds left before the half, as we'll have our Cass County Mutual, we'll have our Farmers Union halftime report coming up, and a whole lot of homecoming festivities for the Central Cass Squirrels. And Chase, if you're Kindred, a lot has gone well for you, but you're going to be talking about penalties. That's something, if you're Kindred, Chase, you're going to be talking about. If you're Central Cass, it's a few things to talk about, but I think tackling something they really want to tighten up here, is they're just going to take a knee, let time expire, and go into the locker room.
Well, we always have heard, Coach Bowles getting inducted to NDSU's Hall of Fame. Speaking of Hall of Fames this weekend, and Coach Bowles used to talk about the 3rd quarter, that first possession was really the biggest possession of the game, whether you're up or losing. It kind of set the momentum for the rest of the contest. And Joel, if Kindred gets a touchdown, 4 scores might be too much for the Squirrels to overcome tonight. If Central Cass can get an interception, get a stop, it almost feels like everything has to go Central Cass's way in the second half to come back against an awfully good, awfully physical Kindred Viking club here, Joel, in the 3rd quarter.
One half in the books, 28-7. Kindred leads Central Cass. We'll have our Farmers Union, Waslin Kramer Insurance halftime report coming up next. It's high school football on YourLiveEvent.com.
But worried about the interest rate and terms from your bank? At First Class Mortgage, we'll find a mortgage that fits your needs. Shopping national banks and other lenders for the lowest rate and most affordable terms. Saving you time and money. So all you need to worry about is enjoying your new home. First Class Mortgage. Our expertise, your peace of mind. Put an expert to work for you. Call today.
Homegrown Local Radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
I love my decision. I love the smallness of it and how close everyone is. Some of my other friends went to a 4-year school, and I'm going to be done before them, even with 2 degrees and for a lot less money. My name's Casey, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like, every time I go to a meeting, like, everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
And we're back on yourliveevent.com, and we're going to recap this first half, but they are bringing down the Hall of Fame induction members here, as it is 28-7 here at the half. Looks like they're getting things just sorted out between homecoming. Actually, it might be the homecoming court coming out here first.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
And when they will bring out that homecoming court.
Homecoming court. John Billison. Her favorite homecoming event is the dance at the end of the week. Ava's advice is to underclassmen is make an effort and try hard things that you feel aren't important to you as a freshman because they might be when you are a senior. Don't miss out on opportunities. Cale is the son of April and Alan Pearson. His favorite homecoming event is playing volleyball with the boys. And his advice to the students of Central Cass is, if you feel like you want to try something like a sport or a club, do it. Don't let yourself regret it later. Next up we have Kimberly Hoffman, escorted by Colson Stahl. Kimberly is the daughter of Leanne and David Hoffman. Her favorite homecoming event is the dance, and her advice to others is, don't be afraid to try something new. If you're given the opportunity, then take it. Colson is the son of Janelle and Pat Stahl. His favorite homecoming event is the football game, and his advice to the other Central Cass students is, pick classes that interest you. It will make the day go faster. Kimberly Hoffman and Colson Stahl. Next up, we have Emery Holland, escorted by Braden Klein. Emery is the daughter of Misty and Jason Holland. Her favorite homecoming event is the dance, and her advice about high school is get involved in as many things as you can. The more you do, the more friendships and memories you will create. Braden's the son of Amy and Brent Klein. His favorite homecoming event is the Friday night football game, and his advice about high school is join extracurricular activities. It will only make high school more enjoyable. Emily Holland, escorted by Braden Klein. Rebecca Kegley, escorted by Jacob Thompson. Becca is the daughter of Shelley and Mike Kegley. Her favorite homecoming activity is Powder Puff football and musical volleyball. Her advice about high school is be involved and don't take your time in high school for granted. Jake is the son of Jen and Jim Thompson. This week, he looks forward to beating Kindred on football night and gives the following advice to others. Have fun, try new things, and always listen to your mom and dad. Rebecca Kegley, escorted by Jake Thompson. And our 2024 Homecoming King and Queen. Queen Ava Cotton is escorted by King Alexander Sullivan. Ava's the daughter of Sarah and Adam Cotton. Her favorite homecoming event is the homecoming dance and the football game. Her advice to the underclassmen at Central Cass about high school is what you make of it. Always stay true to who you are. Be genuine, be kind, and in a room full of darkness, be a light. Alex is the son of Jackie and Joel Sullivan. His favorite homecoming event is the football game, and his advice to others is get involved in activities and support your friends in their activities. Your homecoming king and queen, Ava Cotton and King Alexander Sullivan. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 Central Cass Homecoming Cords.
And that was an announcement of the homecoming court here at the half. It is 28-7. Kindred leading Central Cass, and looks like we have our Hall of Fame inductees now making their way onto the field.
We'd like to turn your attention now back to the south end zone again as we recognize another very special group, the 2024 Hall of Fame members. Please welcome back this year's class. First we have Ellery Bresnahan. Ellery Bresnahan. Kelvin Kraft. Tim Kraft. And your 2011 state Class B boys track champions. Congratulations on this great honor, and thank you for your time at Central Cass. Ladies and gentlemen, one more big round of applause for your 2024 Central Cass Hall of Fame inductees.
There we go, the induction of the Hall of Fame class, as well as the homecoming court here at halftime. It's our Farmers Union halftime report here, 28-7, the lead for the Kindred Vikings, and some unofficial numbers. Central Cass offensively, I have them for 70 yards of offense. Brody Kegley passing 8 for 13, 60 yards, a touchdown, has thrown an interception. Rushing game has struggled a little bit here for Central Cass. It is 14 yards on 7 carries for Colton Cruchet. Receiving-wise, Jake Thompson, 2 catches, 29 yards. Noah Tolkas, 1 catch. That was that 29-yard touchdown catch. For the Kindred Vikings, 161 yards of offense. Jacob Starcevic has been very efficient passing. He has 3 for 5, 78 yards, and has passed for 3 touchdowns. Starcevic has also rushed for 17 yards on 7 carries. Well, Kylan Swenson, rushing-wise, 13 carries, 60 yards, a touchdown. He also has a catch for a yard for a touchdown. And total, again, 161 yards of offense for the Kindred Vikings here in the first half. We'll step aside. We got a whole lot more coming your way next. It's high school football on YourLiveEvent.com. Our score at the half, 28-7.
At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator. At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has brought in to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
We're back on yourliveevent.com. It is 28-7. Kindred leads the Central Cass Squirrels. And Chase, you're down there on the field. I know what the score, not what Central Cass fans want, but with the Hall of Fame induction homecoming court, got to be a lot of energy down there on the field.
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to bring back former Central Cass Squirrel members, or same thing when it's Kindred, when you're able to bring back some Hall of Fame members and kind of recognize them for their achievements of what they did to the community and for the school district here. And you can kind of tell the football players, they're happy to be honored that we're part of the homecoming court, but it's kind of soured a little bit just with the simple fact of how the first half has kind of gone. It does give a little bit extra time, if you will, for both teams to kind of readjust a little bit and see what they can provide moving forward with some of these adjustments. But I think the biggest thing, Joel, moving forward here is if you're Central Cass, we kind of said it in the pregame show, you didn't want to get down by a couple scores. They fought through adversity all season. This is the most when it comes to the actual score against an opposition. So how much more can they kind of take here? I don't think they can go down 35-7. That'd be a lot to try to overcome here in this second half for the Squirrels. So a good start, try to get something thrown out, try to get something in terms of an interception or a fumble on the opposite side of your Kindred. If you clean up the penalties, I mean, this would be a near flawless game for Kindred, but as a coach says, there's always something to adjust and there's always different things that you can kind of go. I think if you clean up the penalties for Kindred, you'd really like the opening 24 minutes of what you saw in that first half, Joel.
And Central Cass making their way back out on the field. Kindred will make their way here shortly, as that's going to wrap up our Farmers Union Insurance halftime report. We'll get the second half coming up when we return. You're watching high school football on yourliveevent.com.
School's mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow into the new space and move forward with excellence.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Say goodbye to boring birthday parties and corporate events and say hello to a supercharged celebration at the Empire Sports Complex in Fargo with their epic bounce houses that's guaranteed to have your guests jumping for joy at the Empire Sports Complex. Their bounce houses are the ultimate party starter, but don't wait too long to book. Go online now to empirefargo.org. That's empirefargo.org or call 701-318-4161 for your next birthday party or corporate event. The Empire Sports Complex in Fargo.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Back on yourliveevent.com as we're set for the second half of this game. Kindred 28, Central Cass 7. It'll be Kindred to start the football, or with the football here in the second half. As a fresh 12 minutes goes up on our Bank North scoreboard. Squirrels got the work cut out from here in the second half. They'll start with a big stop here as Swenson will pick up the football to the 35. Head down, keeps running down at the 36-yard line. Be a 1st and 10 at the 36 for the Kindred Vikings. Our Goldmark commercial in-game update, some stats from the first half. Swenson, who had that kick return, well, he's done it on the ground in this game. 13 carries for 60 yards, a touchdown, also 1 catch for a touchdown reception, so 2 touchdowns for him in the game. That is our Goldmark commercial in-game update as the first offensive series of the second half will begin for the Kindred Vikings. Just 5 pass attempts in this game for Kindred, and it's been very efficient as the ball is fumbled loose and it's picked up by Swenson, and he is stopped for maybe a loss of a yard, and that's best case scenario in that situation, as it's Grady Link who ultimately will bring him down.
Grady Link, open field tackle, great tackle by the Squirrels. You could hear the entire Central Cass fan base down here, Joe, going ball, because it was on the turf for so long. But nice job by Swenson making something really out of what probably should have been a turnover on the opening play.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and you know the way that the defensive line just collapsed up the middle to close out those gaps, you almost felt that if he can get to the outside fast enough, this may be a very long touchdown. And get a good job on both sides of that play as it's a 2nd down and 11 ball at the 35-yard line. It'll be a handoff to the deep back Swenson, and he tries to charge his way through, and he is brought down at the line of scrimmage, and it's Caden Graber with the stop.
Really good stick right up the middle there by Graber, and those are the best 2 tackles of the night for the Squirrels out of half.
10 minutes, 40 seconds and counting. Our second half just underway. And, man, if you get a stop here, if you force a 3 and out, you're going to be energized if you're Central Cass. You know that. Then if you're Kindred, you bounce back from a fumble play on this drive if you keep the ball moving. 1 receiver out on either side. Starcevic, play action, dropping back, takes a shot towards the far sideline, and incomplete. And you do force that 3 and out.
Starcevic's pass for Baco.
And they went to Baco, man-on-man coverage there for Central Cass with Parker Wigso doing a good job. Starcevic just overthrew him, but Joel in 3rd and 9 situations, 3rd and long. The scheme so far for Kindred hasn't been too much in terms of disguise what they do through the air. It's send 3-4 guys on verts and have Starcevic chuck the football down the field.
Kindred lining up to punt the ball here as this one will be skied on that dark night sky as it's grabbed at about the 20, and it's pitched back over, and it'll be a no return as Parker Wigso, unexpected to get that pitch play, will have it, and no loss there on that play, as that could have been dangerous had that one come loose. We already saw a fumble in this half come from Kindred. The ball was just down on the ground, and luckily for Kindred, they were able to hang on to the football. And luckily for Central Cass, they could have been in that situation as they'll start this drive a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Good job for their defense. Let's see if they can convert this into some offensive prowess as Kegley will look back to the sideline for the play. Gets the snap, hands this one off, and it's a run for Cruchet, and Cruchet's going to get moving all the way to the 40, 45, down at the 49-yard line.
Osmestead with a really good block through the A gap that allowed the running back there to get to the outside edge, Joel, and there's a big-time run on the ground here for Central Cass.
Brings up 1st and 10 for the Squirrels at 50.
Big first down for the Squirrels here to begin the second half. 1st and 10 at the midfield mark, and it's going to be a run for Cruchet. This time not as lucky on that last one as he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain. That's his second biggest run of the game, Chase. His biggest run that's counted is he had that one where he brought him inside of the 20, but it was called back on that hold. It's now a 2nd down and 10. Ball at the midfield mark. The Squirrels have not been in plus territory a whole lot this game, as it's going to be a loss of yards. Jackson Haug is popped down at the 45-yard line.
And that's the thing, right? The linebackers, outside defensive ends have been living in the Squirrels' backfield so far here throughout the evening. And just like that, you get a big first down. Now it's 3rd and long here for Central Cass.
They got a bunch of receivers on the far side, and you wonder after throwing out an interception, Brody Kegley going to be a little gun shy here when it comes to plays downfield. But they do need some chunk yardage, has some time, will look, has not been much of a running quarterback this season. He has stopped at the 45-yard line for no gain. So he gets sacked at the line of scrimmage. It will be a 4th and 15, and the Squirrels will punt the ball away here on their first offensive possession in the second half.
And Tommy doesn't want to have to punt, but the percentages probably say punt the football away here, Joel. If you get maybe 5-10 yards, you might go for it, but with how your defense at least started, you're hoping to get one more of those quick 3-and-outs.
And this punt goes straight up. And at about the 43-yard line, finally will be touched by the Squirrels, and Kindred's offense will come back out on the field. And you can tell on special teams as quickly as Kindred has been able to come out from the snap of the football is it's been a little bit tighter in formation for the punt team here for the Squirrels, trying to get that ball off and not allowing that big special teams play.
And that's going to live in the back of your mind as a punter a little bit to try to get that one off. But right now, if you're Kindred, this is one of those possessions where you feel like, Joel, if they get a touchdown, it might be too much to overcome for the Squirrels. Central Cass got to do what you did to start, and that's try to force some type of quick 3-and-out.
1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line, and Starcevic will run this one himself. Will pitch this one over to Swenson, and Swenson in pursuit by Thompson, brought down at the 40.
That was the best pursuit that we saw from Central Cass on that speed option play, one-on-one, and Thompson able to bring down Swenson. I tell you what, Joel, from the first half to the start of the second half, the Squirrels are flying around and tackling a lot better.
And that will bring up a 2nd down and 13, ball at the 40-yard line. Again, it's the seniors trying to get this offense and defense charged for Central Cass, down 28-7 on the Bank North scoreboard. And it'll be Starcevic on the run, gets to the original line of scrimmage and then some. That'll be a pickup of about 7 yards.
Hunter Rohr there on the tackle, but right away, as you alluded to, Joel, you get the yards back in which you lost, and you made a 3rd down and long into at least a 3rd and manageable here for Kindred.
You know, you look at the numbers for Starcevic rushing-wise coming into this game, 25 carries, 34 carries, 421 yards, and you think it's a guy who just runs the ball every play, but he's really just picked his spots and relied on Kylan Swenson, as it's now a 3rd down and 6, and he'll go to Swenson here, and Swenson wrapped around and stopped, and it will be no gain.
Brock Johnson on the carry there for the Kindred Vikings. And again, it's one of those where if you're Kindred, Joel, you wonder if you're just playing time and just kind of possessions, right? You look at the clock and midway through the 3rd quarter, the question is Central Cass going to get more than 4, maybe 5 more possessions at most here? So I think you kind of play it safe and rely on the defense that's been awfully good for you all year.
Another punt coming for Kindred as we approach 6 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. And they're going to fake this one. It's going to be a run towards the near side and a 1st down. Starcevic able to charge this one upfield for a 1st down.
Not so much for faking it. You kind of throw a formation out, and if you see something that you like, give it to the up man. And having the up man be your quarterback, Joel, that's a pretty good weapon there in the special teams game.
So 1st and 10, ball will be at the 41-yard line now of Central Cass, and the Squirrels had their mind set that they're going to get a look here on offense. Now their defense going to have to stay out there a little bit longer and try to force this ball out of the hands of the Kindred Vikings. As you mentioned, Chase, it is now a game of possessions, and it's realistically you cannot put yourself behind any more here if you're Central Cass, as Starcevic will pitch this one over into the hands of Swenson, and Swenson a 1st down, still moving around to the near side, avoids the tackle, finally at the 29-yard line is brought down.
Caden Graber just with a really good tackle again. Very impressed with how he's played so far here, but Swenson, just like a pinball, bumper car, whatever you want to say, he just does not go down rarely on the first contact.
Be a 1st and 10 at the 29 for Kindred. And Chase, they've eaten up so much clock here in this third quarter with this running game.
And that's what they're going to do. I mean, if you're going to give them 5, 6, 10 yards a rush, they will be gladly to milk about 35, 40 seconds off between their next play.
And Starcevic will keep this one himself and is brought down at the 25-yard line. He'll be happy to take those 4 yards, as you mentioned, Chase, as it keeps the ball moving upfield and keeps time coming off the clock here.
Going back a couple of years ago in that playoff game in Kindred, we kind of said, would possessions be a factor in it? And it was that first half, Joel. There was only 8 possessions combined between these two teams. There was 13 in the first half, but right now this kind of feels like the former of what I just said. I don't think if you're Central Cass, you're going to get your hands on the football too many more times here tonight with how Kindred is already playing that kind of keep-away style of football with the score.
Yeah, they're going to get this ball snapped inside of 4:30 to go in this quarter. Allowed to get down about 2 seconds. Play action. Starcevic looks, takes a shot downfield, and this went into the hands of Hunter Bindus, and he is stopped at the 9-yard line.
Deep crosser there just on the rollout for Starcevic, able to hit your tight end there with Bindus for that first down and first and goal opportunity for Kindred.
Bindus 2 catches. 41 yards. One of those a touchdown, the first touchdown of the game, in fact, which was his second of the season. That was on a play-action 24-yard completion. First and goal from 9 yards out. Inside of 4 now to play in the third quarter here on the iBank North scoreboard. And it's a handoff to Johnson, and he is stopped at about the 5-yard line. And that clock continuing to wind down as we get closer to the end of this third quarter. It's Kindred has led the entirety of this game. It was 7-0 at the end of the first quarter, 28-7 at the half. That's where our score stands. But Kindred looking to change that here in this final 3 minutes and 30 seconds of the third quarter. And moving on the line, and everyone is pointing to the side of Kindred from Central Cass, and that's who it's going to be on. Looks like the movement came from Miles Thielgis, who lined up at the end of the line.
You'd be correct, the tight end. The defensive line, we've seen this a lot if you've seen like a major college football with LSU, Joel, with Brian Kelly. Their line will go left to right on a shift and try to see if someone on the offense might flinch. That's exactly what happened, a little shift, if you will, for Kindred for Central Cass on the line, force the tight end to move, and that's 5 yards.
Second and goal from the 10-yard line. And Kindred has been unfazed in these penalty situations as Starcevic a run towards the right side, moves towards the left, and picks up about 3 yards on the carry.
Well, something that has been better if you're Central Cass, at least in this second half than the first, has been the tackling and the pursuit of the football. But now if you're Kindred, this is where they've grinded teams out in their championship runs over the years, Joel. They get up by 2-3 scores, and they just bleed the clock. This is like watching NDSU football back in their FCS momentum heyday with Craig Bull. They just got up by a couple scores and drained the rest of the football game.
Third and goal from the 7-yard line. Starcevic will connect to Swenson, and Swenson comes around picking up some blocking, extends. And did he get the pylon? He did for a touchdown. Third touchdown of the game for Swenson, his second in the air. It's a 7-yard completion, and it's now 34-7. Kindred with the lead. Long, methodical drive for the Kindred Vikings. Chase, it's hard to think about the fact that they took a fake punt to get them to this point here, as they look like they're going to go 3 and out on this drive.
Yeah, it's a 57-yard drive that goes 6 minutes and 8 seconds off the clock, Joel, and that's half of the quarter. And all of a sudden you look up now, if you're Central Cass, you got to be quick offensively, even more so than what you normally are. Onside kicks, something's got to go your way moving forward here from both sides of the football.
35-7 is the score on the Bank North scoreboard. We'll be back on yourliveevent.com.
Ready to save time, aggravation, and money? The team at Weber Insurance is here and ready to make the process as painless as possible. Weber Insurance makes sure you find the best insurance because their agency is 100% independent. They have the freedom to shop the marketplace and find the best possible combination of cost and coverage. Talk with Dan, Leslie, or Carol to get a quote started today. or go online to weberinsurance.net. Call, click, text, or stop in at Weber Insurance, locally owned in Castleton.
Back on YourLiveEvent.com, third touchdown of the game comes from Kylan Swenson, his second receiving touchdown of the game and of the season. 35-7 the lead for Kindred over Central Cass, trying to spoil the Squirrels' homecoming. As the Squirrels know time not on their side here, they need to get this offense going here quick. Haug will watch this one touchdown at the 5 and into the end zone, so it'll be a 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Central Cass Squirrels. Squirrels just one touchdown in this game. Oh, Tolkas had that touchdown catch back in the second quarter. At that point, it was 21-7. Since then, it's been 2 unanswered touchdowns for the Kindred Vikings. This in-game update brought to you by Goldmark Commercial. For commercial land to farmland and from office to industry, Goldmark Commercial has the skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farm needs. Go online to goldmarkcommercial.com to connect. 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Central Cass Squirrels. Kegley looks around, has time, now pressure as he tries to throw on the run, connects to Cale Pearson, and the ball comes loose, and it will be picked up by Kindred. So it was a completion and then a fumble, and Kindred will get the ball at the 20-yard line.
I'm going to call it incomplete late as they'll talk it over here. Joel just saying there wasn't enough of the possession or a football move, but it was awfully close to how you called it there for Gabe Whipple nearly getting a fumble recovery.
So if you're Central Cass, you know you caught a break because there's no way you turn the ball over to Kindred at the 20, and they don't find the end zone here to try to put the nail in the coffin of this game. As it's a handoff, it'll be a run over to the near side for Cruchet, and he is stopped behind the line of scrimmage, and we're going to have a flag come down for a late hit.
And Starcevic's going to get called for the late hit. It was clearly out of bounds, and Starcevic also got a little bit of a rolled ankle coming up here as that was after the play. As motions are going to get the best of you. We've seen a couple of late hits for both teams here tonight.
We're going to have an officials timeout on the field. We're going to step aside as well. It's high school football on YourLiveEvent.com.
For R&J Sports Fall Sports Guide. The digital version of the R&J Sports Fall Sports Guide is available at rjbroadcasting.com. This year, featuring schedules for the fall sports teams in the region, along with photos, coaches' bios, and highlights from the 2023 season and the fall broadcast schedule for R&J Sports and YourLiveEvent.com. The digital version of the 2024 R&J Sports Guide is available now at rjbroadcasting.com.
For a top-notch car wash experience, head to Fast Lane Car Wash, situated next to the Petro Stopping Center in Fargo. They treat every vehicle with the same respect and care as their own, ensuring that your car is in good hands from pre-wash preparation to hand-dry finish. Check out the Fast Lane Car Wash on the west side of the Petro Stopping Center in Fargo and spruce up your ride with interior detailing, buff, and wax at the Fast Lane with Thomas, weekdays from 9 to 2. Call 701-799-8226 to schedule an appointment.
Let the geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
And Colton Cruchet helps to the sideline here as the game set to resume. Play action, shot up the middle, and incomplete. In and out of the hands of Anthony Garman, the intended receiver.
Good route, good idea and concept there. Just kind of one of those where you almost look towards down the field to see where the defenders are or see where there's an alley there for Garmin. But that would have been a nice completion there, Joel, to start things off there on first otherwise.
Squirrels able to get that fresh set of downs from that penalty called against Starcevic. Here comes a pass to Haug, and he gets knocked down back at about the 26-yard line. There'll be a loss of yards for the Squirrels.
Gabe Whipple, the junior, just read it perfectly. If you're going to go east to west, Central Cass trying to get the ball out quickly into the hands of their playmakers, but Gabe read it perfectly.
Third down for Central Cass, down 35-7. And the Squirrels trying to figure out personnel here on the field. A lot of time on that play clock as we now get to a minute, and we're going to have a flag come down from the official on the near sideline. He'll be on the substitution for the Squirrels as we are stopped at 1:01 to go here in the third quarter.
If there's any doubt on who the number one team, if this one continues, Joel, Kindred beat the previous number 2, the Aggies, to start the season opener. Now the current number 2, they're beating them by 28. They're showing you why they're defending state champs.
Inside of a minute to go, third quarter. Third down and 18. Kegley dropping back. He's able to get the throw off, takes the hit, and an incompletion as he took a hard hit from Luke Starcevic after releasing that football.
That's just one where, again, the defensive ends have been in the backfield. The outside linebackers have found ways to break that pocket down. Kegley initially had enough time, and when it's third down and long, fourth and long, Joel, as you know, you have passing concepts that have to go 15, 20 yards. It takes you an extra second or two in the pocket for Kegley, and that extra second or two allowed Starcevic to get there and at least get some pressure on him as he threw the football.
Squirrels will punt as it's a 4th down and 20 at their 27-yard line. 48.7 to go in the third quarter. Punt touches down at the 45-yard line, and the Vikings looking for a return as it's Brooks Bacco brings it to about the 33-yard line. Vikings will bring their offense on the field. Kindred well in line to improve now to 5-0 on the year, 3-0 in the region, with EEK coming up next week. The rest of the schedule for Kindred, EEK, Northern Cass, Thompson, and Oaks. Well, Central Cass, Hillsborough, Central Valley, Thompson, Oaks, and EEK. So about the same teams, about the same matchups along the schedule for the rest of the year for Central Cass as for Kindred, as it's a 1st and 10 for the Vikings at Central Cass's 33-yard line. Hand off to Swenson and stopped at the 30. That's a pickup of 3 for Swenson, and what is his 19th carry of the game. Strike that his 18th carry of the game, and a 2nd down and 7. And Kindred doesn't need to get a playoff here before the quarter's over, and Chase, they're not playing that card yet, whether or not they want to try to get one last playoff. And it looks like they might concede this final 10 seconds.
That's exactly what they're going to do. You don't need to worry about these last 10 seconds up by 4 scores here heading to the fourth.
So the quarter will end. Kindred leads 35-7 on the Bank North scoreboard. More coming your way next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hi, this is Jim, and along with Bernie, we're inviting R&J Broadcasting Incorporated listeners to join us on a tour of the Hawaiian Islands, February 22nd through March 3rd. The Big Island will be part of this trip while taking in the breathtaking views of Oahu, the Big Island, and Maui. Enjoy the perfect balance between scheduled activities mixed with personal leisure time. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ to learn more about this tour, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
Welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com. Final 12 minutes of this game here on the Bank North scoreboard. I'm Joel Morgan, Chase Miller on the field. Joey Knuckles on the camera for this game as Kindred showing why they are the top team here in this class. It's a second down and 7 at the 30. And a lot of misdirection in the backfield and might be enough for the first down. Ball ended up finally into the hands of Tyson Johnson and will be shy of that first down.
A lot of eye candy, as you said there, Joel. A nice run by Johnson to get a healthy gain on second down.
Yeah, you would score that Starcevic to Swenson to Johnson on that run.
Kind of felt like the old Jim Dooley and the Beulah Miners package a little bit out
I
there.
said that's the first thing that came to mind, that campfire formation offense. As a third down and 1 ball at the 24-yard line. Kindred up 35-7 and some early movement, and it looks like it will be on the Squirrels.
It's so tough as offensive lineman, right? When you see a defensive lineman move, your first initial reaction is to go step and hit him or go into pass pro. That's so tough that cat and mouse game here, Joel, with do the defensive lineman force the offensive lineman to move. It's because of the defense, but that's tough when we've seen Kindred get nipped a couple of times there with the Squirrels getting them off sides.
3rd and 6 now for Kindred. 2 receivers near side. Again, not a lot of passing from Starcevic, but very efficient on his passing, and this one will connect in the backfield and a first down and then some as Spillhog is taken down at about the 18-yard line. Isaac Spellhog, his first catch of the game. 4th of the season and a first down for the Vikings.
Grady Link got a little nicked up there as he comes off the field, and then Spellhog just makes 1 or 2 guys miss and just roll the quarterback pocket out, and you allow Starcevic kind of that run-pass option, if you will. Joel, if nothing is there, he's got the ability to tuck it down and run. If someone's opening the flat or down the field, he's got the arm strength to get it there as well.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line as we're inside of 10.5 left to play in this one. Post-game show coming up here on yourliveevent.com. Play action, open players downfield. Starcevic throws this one up. It's going to be a jump ball, and it is complete for a touchdown. He finds Hunter Bidness for his 2nd touchdown of the game.
Just a nice pocket for Starcevic. He moved it a little bit, but able to find Bendis again. Another kind of 50-50 ball there, and for the Kindred Vikings with Bendis, as you alluded to, Joel, he gets his 2nd score.
Yeah, Kindred wanting to show off their athleticism. So Bendis, again, his 2nd touchdown of the game. You could say Bendis is taking care of business in this one as the extra point is no good. It is no good. The score, 41-7 on the Bank North scoreboard. We'll be back on yourliveevent.com.
Collaboratively cultivate an environment that challenges learners to reach their full potential in a student-centered, community-supported environment while building authentic relationships that promotes active engagement in learning, literacy, and life. Kindred Public Schools' mission is to educate, prepare, and maximize student potential. Kindred Public School District, student-centered, community-supported. For more info about upcoming school events and news, go online to kindred.k12.us. Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota.
We're back on yourliveevent.com. 41-7 the lead for the Kindred Vikings. Central Cass on the return here, and good extra push to try to pick up some yards. That was Zane Blitz. Squirrels have and Vikings have played a very physical game on both sides. And Chase, these are 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds, so they won't feel it tonight, but I think tomorrow they're going to feel the effects of this game, and it's been very hard fought in the trenches.
That's the one thing when you talk with coaches, when you know you're going to play a physical team no matter what their record is, you want to come out as healthy as possible. Both teams have got nicked. Both teams have had guys kind of go out with injuries throughout the contest. And also, Joel, with the score, it'll be running time unless the Squirrels are able to get it under 30 points.
There comes a completion on the flat and some positive yards, a positive yard or two coming for the Squirrels. That was Caleb Pearson who caught the football. And it is running time as we approach the final 9 minutes of this contest. Kindred improves to 5-0, 4-1 for the Central Cass Squirrels. Kegley shoulder fake, looks downfield, takes a deep shot, tries to find a wide open Noah Tolkis, but instead it will become an incompletion.
One team that's going to be interesting to see what happens moving forward, that both of them play here, and the Vikings play them next week, is EEK, Joel. That's a club that, hey, you know what, rightfully so, give the Squirrels and Vikings all the kudos and credit in the offseason in the first month of the year here, but EEK, that's going to be an interesting team the next couple weeks for both of these clubs.
And EEK, a team well in that playoff picture as well. Again, something that if you asked me 2 years ago, I don't think we'd be having that conversation. Very much hats off to that team. Kegley looks, rifles this one up the middle, able to connect with Cale Pearson, and he is stopped by Hunter Bidness. Bidness, again, has just kind of been everywhere offensively, defensively, chasing a very good case for the player of the game.
And you get that first touchdown. You made a handful of tackles in that first quarter as well. Again, and Kindred's got a lot of glue guys, and he's definitely one of them with these two-way players.
Now inside of 8 minutes left to go, 17 seconds on the play clock. Play action. Kegley rolls out, avoids the tackle, rolls to the right side, throws on the run, was trying to find Jake Thompson, and that will be incomplete. Ball will go to the Kindred Vikings. And it'll be interesting to see, Chase, what kind of mix Kindred in terms of personnel-wise will put out here on this field. The success for both Kindred and Central Cass these last handful of years have been games where they've been able to take such sizable leads that they've gotten some of their younger players out there and gotten them ready for Friday Night Lights. So we'll see what Kindred's plan is moving forward.
And that's one of these things where you kind of get some other guys the opportunity. Now, when you look at Kindred's roster, they don't have as many guys dressed up as Central Cass, so sometimes you move certain pieces around in different spots and give them maybe a rep in a different location than where they were before. Also, update fourth quarter, Joel, EEK 41, Hillsborough Central Valley 7 in the fourth.
Swenson gets a handoff taken down at the 29-yard line. That is a pickup of 5 for Swenson.
And also one other score on yourliveevent.com tonight, a good one down in Lisbon. It's the Lisbon Broncos 28, Northern Cass 22. Jags with the ball at the Lisbon 40-yard line here in the fourth quarter.
And there's another team, Northern Cass, that has seen so much improvement and buy-in from their players, and it's helped them over the years here. And their team potentially could put themselves in a playoff picture.
That Lisbon Northern Cass game almost feels like a playoff game, Joel, here, kind of where those two teams might be seated.
Second down and 5. It's a handoff again. Swenson will get a big run and is finally brought down at the 10-yard line.
Rush on the play for Kindred there. Tyson Johnson wears 27, Swenson 21, Joel. That's always great for broadcasters when you got two running backs that look the same and have nearly the same number.
So Johnson, there we go on that run. Yeah. Sometimes eyes aren't as crisp as they can be up here, Chase.
It's like the one I remember Shanley had silver numbers one year, and I just said never again. that was a broadcaster's nightmare.
First and goal at the 10-yard line for Kindred. There'll be a handoff again, and it will be to Tyson Johnson. This time we'll get no gain as we approach 6 minutes left to go.
Graber with a good stick and a good tackle right off the bat, and that's just a player that knows how to play football, and he's going to be very tough to lose after the end of this year here for Coach Tommy Butler. Kind of came in leading tackles this season here for Central Cass.
Kindred, no rush to get out of that huddle. They really, the second half, have just controlled time. They have burned off as many seconds as they can here, and they've given themselves a 41-7 lead. They'll be Starcevic with the run, and somehow still on his feet will keep pushing forward. Finally stopped at the 5-yard line.
Starcevic might be down here. He's holding his hamstring. This might not be good here for the Kindred Vikings moving forward, as he immediately was grabbing that left left knee.
Starcevic down on the field, and officials timeout. We'll be back on yourliveevent.com.
Stop on out to Watts Ace Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Plus, Watts Ace Hardware has a key cutting and paint mixing section for your own do-it-yourself projects. From their grill selection with Traeger, Blackstone, Weber, and the Big Green Egg to their customer laser engraving center, Watts Ace Hardware is a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watts Ace Hardware.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
And Jacob Starcevic being helped to the sideline here by a coach and a trainer. Hopefully the senior quarterback all right, but it's easy to say his night will be done here with his team up 41-7. And I believe Gabe Whipple will come out here to relieve him in the quarterback position.
Tough, obviously, short term with EEK coming into Kindred next week, Joel. We'll see what the prognosis will be moving forward throughout the week here for Starcevic and the Kindred Vikings. But if he's out for an extended period of time, it'll be very curious to see what they kind of have Gabe and, Whipple here kind of have the opportunity to call out the plays.
Whipple shot towards the end zone, and this one in to Thielgis for the touchdown.
I'll put some confidence in a backup quarterback.
I would say as Miles Thielgis gets his first touchdown of the season. And our score now 47-7. Touchdown comes with 4:41 to play. Extra point. Looks like someone had hands on it, but it still makes his way through the upright. And that will make it 47-7 with 4:26 left to play. We'll be back on yourliveevent.com.
Petro Stopping Center in Fargo has got your back with an impressive lineup of goodies, including Popeye's Chicken, Charlie's Cheesesteaks, Cinnabon, Papa John's, and a mouth-watering full-sized restaurant, the Dolly Down Grill. You'll be spoiled for choice. Whether you're a quick pit stopper or looking to settle in for a while, Petro Stopping Center's Fargo location has got you covered 24/7 every day of the week. Cruise on over to their spot just off 45th Street and I-94 and indulge in a feast fit for the road warrior in you.
Your family farm has been adapting to challenges in the field for generations. Taupe Insurance is here to help you weather the storm when those challenges arise. Visit with Taupe Insurance today about a quote or review of your policies. Taupe Insurance offers coverage on your farm's assets, crop, and hail insurance, plus home and auto, commercial, and life insurance. Stop in for a visit today at their office in Castleton or give Taupe Insurance a call at 701-347-4045.
Back on yourliveevent.com, 48-7, the lead for Kindred. And Central Cass will start this drive at their 30-yard line, and we'll see what personnel come out on the field for this one. Squirrels next week, a trip to Hillsborough Central Valley, then a home game at Thompson, Oaks on the road, and then EEK to wrap up their season.
Good chunk of JV players or second string players, if you want to call them that. Joel getting opportunities now for the last couple minutes.
Jackson Deutsch will come out as quarterback. We'll hand this one off. That Vecchi on the backfield is tackled about the 25-yard line.
Sawyer Hiss, part of the tackling party there on the way for the Kindred Vikings. Also in on it was Tyson Johnson, the senior.
Second down and about 15 for the Squirrels. Deutsch gets the snap, drops back, looks around, throws this one, and it's complete. And they'll stop the progress at the 30, so we'll pick up about 4 yards as the clock continues to move here. Again, we are at running time at 48-7 the score. Our in-game update brought to you by Goldmark Commercial. We'll get that for you here after this next play as Deutsch awaits for the snap on a third down, sets a man in motion. He comes back, looks around, takes a shot downfield, and this one incomplete, almost intercepted. Our Goldmark Commercial in-game update. Our score was 7-0 at the end of the first quarter, 28-7 at the half, and 35-7 going into this final 12-minute stretch. Chase, a lot to talk about to your team if you're Tommy Butler and the Squirrels, but I think message number one is going to be let's get healthy and get ready to roll next week.
You got to, leave this one behind you, learn from it, and then try to see if you can, make a deep run as they did a couple years ago when they lost to Kindred in the regular season. They defeated them in the postseason, made that run to the Dakota Bowl. So that's got to be the message here for Coach Tommy Butler and the Central Cass Squirrels, moving forward. Learn from a game like this, understand where some areas that maybe you got exposed, and then try to make sure you have the right fits and personnel with some guys, as we alluded to on both sides, that got a little nicked up throughout the day. And then if you're a Kindred, a better job in the second half, not as many penalties. And this is a type of game, Joel, where, Bill Belichick would call it rat poison, moving forward, because everybody in town's going to say, great game. Everyone's going to be, patting you on the back and saying, way to beat Central Cass. So, how do you respond from it next week, hosting another undefeated team in EEK coming into Kindred?
Timeout comes to an end here, 4th down and 11. Central Cass will flip the field, and then Kindred will just try to run off that final 2-12. Punt touches down at the 35. Will roll inside of the 30, and they'll wait for the Squirrels to touch the football as we are now inside of 2 minutes left to play. Post-game show coming up, and we'll name our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, and there is a lot to choose from in this contest, so I think we're going to keep everyone waiting before we announce it at the end of this one, Chase, because it was close by the performances we've seen tonight.
Well, and I think you give a credit to as well to the offense and defensive linemen throughout, right? They were able to get into the backfield. They were able to open up those rushing lanes. I think you got to give kudos right there. But there was a couple of individual players, Joel, I think that maybe just got a little bit more above to kind of give Kindred that shot in the arm right off the bat here tonight.
And Kindred has the football, 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. And 1:57 left to play. And JV unit out there on the field for Kindred as well. Clayton Oltoff with the run. And a 2nd down and 8 as we are now about 1:40 and counting left to go in this game. And Squirrels will get their first loss of the season. Kindred, the number 1 team in the state, has solidified that just a little bit more tonight, or I should say a lot bit more, beating a team that was ranked number 2 in the state here, as they will improve to 5-0, 3-0 in the region. On pace, were undefeated last year, on pace to keep that moving forward this year. As Whipple will come around the outside, has a first down. He's going to keep running and is brought down at the 40. A big run there. And in plus territory is Kindred with inside of a minute left to play, or what will be inside of a minute left to play when they get to the line of scrimmage.
On the stop for the Squirrels brings up first down. Again, fans, as you leave tonight, please drive safely. Central Cass would like to thank you for visiting our school.
And Kindred jumped out to that early 7-0 lead and didn't look back. And they really overcame some early penalties in that first half, and one of their drives that resulted in a touchdown the second half was on a fake punt. So they went deep into the playbook and were able to come away here with this win, as we are now at 27 seconds to go, what could be the last play of this game, as I stop in the backfield. And 19 seconds to go, and Kindred will go into the huddle here. Not sure if they'll have enough time to get off this play, as this one just about to become final here on the Bank North scoreboard. Kindred undefeated on the season. They'll keep that going here. Our final score on homecoming for the Squirrels. It gets spoiled by Kindred, 48-7 final score. Post-game show coming your way next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Join the club. If you support Kindred Viking athletes, show up by becoming a member of the Booster Club. Your $20 helps provide student athletes with new training equipment, uniforms, an activity bus, scoreboards, and so much more. Find the form online or scan the code. Everybody up! Show your Viking pride, join the Booster Club. Kindred Viking Booster Club.
Since its beginning, the Central Cast Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cast High School. Through the years, that mission has broadened to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cast Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcastboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcastboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Welcome back to your liveevent.com. Kindred remains undefeated on the season with the win here, 48-7. They are 5-0 on the year, 2-0, 3-0 in the region. Central Cast falls to 4-1 overall, 2-1 in the region, as Kindred, the number one team, defending state champions, and playing like that here tonight, spoiling homecoming for the Squirrels. Let's get our scoring summary in this post-game report, as we're going to try to get some interviews, or we'll get some interviews. Chase down there on the field right now. Towards the huddle for the Kindred Vikings. Our scoring summary, touchdown number one came at the 3:05 mark of the quarter. It was a 24-yard completion downfield to Hunter Bindis. That was on a play action. First pass attempt of the game becomes a 24-yard touchdown. Extra point was good, 7-0 the score. Next touchdown for Kindred, who had scored two straight, would come at the 11:50 mark. This touchdown was a passing play as well. Was completed to Brooks Bacco for Bacco's sixth touchdown of the season. They'd get the extra point, 14-0. The score would come up to 21-0. This time it would be another pass downfield. Swenson would be a rush by Swenson, a 14-yard rush, 21-0 the score. Central Cast would get on the scoreboard with 5:05 left to play in the first half. What would end up becoming their lone touchdown of the game was a 29-yard completion to Noah Tolkis to make it 21-7. Kindred would score one more time before the half, and this time it would be Swenson on a 1-yard carry into the end zone. A 1-yard reception to make it 28-7 score at the half. Kindred would then score three more touchdowns. First at the 2:08 mark, it would be the third touchdown of the game for Kylan Swenson. And then at the 10:10 mark, it would be Miles Thielgis who would get the touchdown. And then finally, Thielgis would get a touchdown, the final touchdown of the game at the 4:41 mark of this contest to make it 47-7. Again, that was our scoring summary here of this game, as Kindred undefeated in this 2024 season. We'll take a step aside here on our post-game show. We got a whole lot more coming your way next on yourliveevent.com.
If you support Kindred Viking athletes, show up by becoming a member of the Booster Club. Your $20 helps provide student athletes with new training equipment, uniforms, an activity bus, scoreboards, and so much more. Find the form online or scan the code. Everybody up! Show your Viking pride, join the Booster Club. Kindred Viking Booster Club.
Buying a new home, but worried about the interest rate and terms from your bank? At First Class Mortgage, we'll find a mortgage that fits your needs. Shopping national banks and other lenders for the lowest rate and most affordable terms. Saving you time and money. So all you need to worry about is enjoying your new home. First Class Mortgage. Our expertise, your peace of mind. Put an expert to work for you. Call today.
Welcome back to our post-game show, and 48-7 final score for Kindred. And Chase Miller down on the field with our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Chase.
Thank you very much, Joel. Hunter, let's just start off with the opening touchdown that you had. You know, a ton of runs, little play action, able to kind of go right down that seam. Just going to take us through that play, and what did that do for the momentum of your squad here throughout the rest of this contest?
Yeah, it was a big play. I mean, our main game is run game, and everyone knows that. So when we keep running the ball, that play action opens up, and Jake was able to find me for a touchdown, and a good way to start the game.
What did the running backs do and the offensive line? What did they just do to kind of open up the passing game and those big shots to yourself, to Brooks, as we saw later in the contest?
Our line's just always working hard, and our running backs just run hard. They get downhill fast. So that really brings those linebackers up, and then it just frees up me and Brooks and all our other receivers, too, to get open.
Defensively, you guys were flying around making plays, a hat on a hat. What was working well here tonight on the defensive side of the ball against Central Cass?
Coach Burgett, he's a big film guy. He's always watching stuff, showing us like what they're going to do. So he's a big preparation guy, and that just helps seeing where the play is going to go, and we all just fit our spot and do our job.
Able to beat one number 2 team in the state, able to beat another one earlier on this season here, Hunter. What do these kind of wins represent for this Vikings club, with still a lot of work yet to be done with an awfully good EEK team coming in? But what do these couple wins mean so far against ranked opponents?
Yeah, these are big wins. It just shows that every guy on this team's a hard worker, and that when push comes to shove, we're going to keep pushing, and we're tough, and we'll finish games.
Hunter, congratulations on the win. Go enjoy this one, and best of luck moving forward.
Thank you.
It's back to you, Joel.
Chase Miller talking with our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. We got more of our post-game show coming your way next.
Local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ. 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Welcome back to our post-game show. 48-7 final score. Kindred with the win over Central Cass, and Eric Burgett, head coach of Kindred, down on the field with Chase Miller. Chase.
Thank you very much, Joel. Eric, just talking about the post-game, I heard you kind of say this doesn't happen by accident. What did you mean by that, with all the work that this team is able to do? Maybe when folks don't see it, those early fall camp days, those workouts, 6 o'clock in the morning days. What did you kind of mean by that to the squad moving forward here with a really good EEK team coming in, and obviously a lot of good Region 1 competition here over the next month of football?
Yeah, we talk a lot about trust in our process and commitment to our process, and we ask a lot of our kids. It's really demanding. We ask them to do a lot of early morning lift, a lot of early morning film, and they answer the bell with no complaints, just because they're a hungry group that care about each other. And you saw it show up tonight. I mean, they're ready. They're ready for a big game, and they shine in that moment.
Why does Swenson Kylan just run so gosh dang hard? I mean, it just seems like no one can bring him down on that first opportunity. It seems like he's a pinball out there, and obviously it seems like that carries over with other guys' offense, defense, special teams flying around. What does Kylan just kind of do with that running game that sets the tone for the rest of the contest?
I just really don't think he knows how to do it any other way. I mean, he's a farm kid, and he goes from he's up early and he goes late, and all Kylan knows how to do is work. And our guys certainly respect that. Kylan's a guy that we rally around, and our kids want to be like him. Our younger kids do. So to see him rip off big ones tonight, and to see how exhausted he was on the sideline, and know that he put everything into it, I hope he feels rewarded right now, because he earned it.
Hunter Bendis with that touchdown down the field on that little play action. He made tackles early on as well. Hunter just seems to be a glue guy at particular times throughout it, and one of many here for the Vikings. Just what does Hunter provide, offensively and defensively this season for the Vikings?
Ton of consistency, really good leadership, and same as Kylan, he's tough to outwork. He knows the standard, and he holds himself accountable to it, and he brings other guys with him. He's a heck of a ball player. He gets it done.
Final thing, Eric, what do you take moving forward? I know both teams got nicked up a little bit in this particular contest, as it seems like it's a hard-hitting game anytime the Squirrels and the Vikings play. But what do you take up here for the next couple of weeks, as we alluded to, a really good 5-0 EEK team coming in after a win against the Burros?
Yeah, we told the guys we need to be happy about this one. We need to be proud about it, and we got to celebrate. That was a nice win. We're really looking forward to playing this game, but there's a ton of season left, and we're not where we want to be. We're going to watch this, and we're going to find a ton of mistakes in this film, and we're going to find a bunch of things that we can get better at. So the goal is to not be complacent, and to know that the end goal is we want to play our best football down the stretch and throughout the playoffs, and we'll see if we can stay hungry to do that.
Eric, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck here throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah, thank you, Chase.
Coach Burgad, back to you here, Joel.
All right, again, we're talking about a win here for Kindred, 48-7, 5-0 on the season. EEK next week. Hillsborough Central Valley for the 4-1 Squirrels next week. A game you can see here on yourliveevent.com, and that will do it for our broadcast tonight. Again, our Hunter Bindus, congratulations to him being named our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Life takes energy. To find out about career opportunities, go to enbridge.com. Thanks to both head coaches for giving us the time for our pregame information, pregame interviews. Thanks to Chase Miller, who's been down on the field on our sideline, and thanks to Joey Hughes, who has been on the camera for us as well on this broadcast. That'll do it for tonight. Again, our final score, it's going to be Kindred 48, Central Cast 7. Actually, it looks like we may have one more interview coming your way here on our postgame, as Chase looks like he may be grabbing us one more interview. I apologize, not trying to wrap up a little too early, but Chase looking like he's going to have us, having us an interview here on our postgame. As again, 48-7. The win for Kindred, and we're going to have Chase down on the field with Tommy Butler, head coach of the Central Cast Squirrels, and we'll give Coach Butler a second here. And all right, Chase.
Thank you very much, Joel. Tommy, speaking with some family members and friends, they're able to come aside, so thank you very much. I know it's always hoarse when we get to talk with you in the post game, so we'll try to keep it light a little bit. But you knew it was going to be a battle anytime the red and the blue kind of square off with each other. I guess what was the good, the bad, things that you can move forward to here, as you still have a couple of quality opponents left in Region 1 play?
Yeah, no, credit to them. They played a great game. That score is not indicative of to me what that game really was. Obviously, it gets out of hand, and that's what a great team does, is they finish you. So again, all the credit to them. But we have chances to get off on 3rd and 4th down. We don't. They make freakish plays, which is awesome. For their part. We got a couple things going, but you could just never sustain the drives. You could never continue to push the ball down the field. Again, that's what they do. That's why they're so good, is they can suffocate you on defense and make you one-dimensional, which is really, really hard to play when they can drop 8 and rush the passer at 3 and get home. So, but again, there will be, we always tell the kids, right, the film is never as good, it's never as bad. It's never going to be as bad as 48-7, but it's never going to be as good as that either. So, we'll get better from this for sure. We told the kids, we have to coach you guys better. Obviously, we got to execute better, but we'll put together a better game plan. I'm sure we're going to see them again in the playoffs. But we got to execute better next time. We got to have a better plan next time.
The one message that you kind of gave to this team after this one, obviously, it seemed like in the second half, tackling was a lot better right off the bat. In the third quarter, you're flying around, making those one-on-one tackles that maybe were missed a little bit. But what was a message moving forward to the club here, Tommy?
Message is you're on to next week. You have to. You let this burn, you let this suck, because it's going to. And it should. It should suck, because you put in a lot of time, you put in a lot of effort. It shouldn't feel great. But as long as you learn from this, there's no such thing as failure as long as you continue to move forward. So, that's our message to the guys, and I know that they believe that. We just have to continue to move forward, make those adjustments, make those changes. Like I said, it's hard to keep playing defense over and over and over again when you're down. It's much easier to play offense that way. It's much easier. It's harder to play offense when you're down and you feel, all that pressure. So again, credit to them though. Like that's what a great team does, is they pressure you, and that's the part that sucks, is you wish it was flipped, but as long as we learn from it, again, I know that we're going to eventually play those guys again some point down the road, and we'll make those adjustments and hopefully give them a better game.
Final thing for me, Tommy, something more off the field. Packed crowd, obviously, tonight. You're 4 or 5 rows deep. People are hanging off the rafters, so to speak, if we had rafters on a football field. But also the running for a cause, the rivalry run, everything that kind of came with it, with Emery Holland raising awareness for 2 teachers, one with Polly Rowe and Kindred, one here with Dana Stansberry. What does that kind of present with 2 rivals that respect but don't like each other, but also will come together and find different ways to help people in their respective communities?
Yeah, I mean, it's what the game is, right? I mean, it's, as much as you want to win, I mean, the game of life is way more important than a high school football game. Seeing those women, battle the things that they're going through, and yet 2 communities come around them, shining light on them, but also pouring into their families is what we're about. And, I'm sure Kindred would say the same thing. It's what we try to preach to the boys. If these kids leave our program and they're not great husbands, they're not great fathers, they're not great coworkers, then we failed them. So to me, that's what this is all about. Obviously, again, we want to win. I want to put a ring on every kid's finger. But at the end of the day, if I put that ring on their finger and they suck as a human being, I failed them. So to see that, to give back to that way is what it's all about. And again, it's what our programs are about. And again, I hopefully people get to see that. And again, I couldn't be more appreciative of the fact that we got to play in front of that. I mean, there's not a lot of high school kids that ever get to experience what we got to experience tonight. Wish we could have put on a better show, but the support for the 2 communities is insane. And it's what makes these 2 towns really special.
Tommy, as always, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck against the Burros and against the Thunder and the squad coming up here for Regional 1 moving forward, and best of luck to you and the guys.
Hey, you guys are the best. Go Squirrels, though.
That again, Tommy Butler, head coach. Joel, let's toss it back to you.
All right, thanks, Chase. Tommy Butler talking about this 48-7 loss here. So that will officially now do it for our broadcast here. Again, thanks to all of our sponsors, thanks to our coaches, ADs, and everyone who's helped make this broadcast possible. Our final score here tonight from Castleton, Kindred 48, Central Cass 7. You've been watching high school football on YourLiveEvent.com.